Hello, my good friends. How are you? How are you today, guys? It's your pontiff. Your pontiff is here. How are you going? Hello. Hello. It's Archie Luxury. How are you guys going, guys? Hey? I am posting the link. I would like to have a few guests come on. We'll chat about wristwatches. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween for you Americans. I'm in Australia. We don't actually celebrate Halloween, but obviously, because we're so influenced by American culture, pop culture, we sort of it's kind of it's become more popular over time. But we don't officially celebrate Halloween as such. As such, we don't, because we were a British colony, and you know what the Brits are like. They don't really like fun and stuff like that. There, okie dokie. We got Frozen Yukoner, $2. Sunday afternoon with the Pontiff. Fridge maintenance fund. I might need to run off quickly. I've got a repairman coming to give me a quote, a second quote on the refrigerator. So if I have to run off, that's the reason. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Mike, we did the car show yesterday.
Yeah, it was
I had
it
a
was
lot of
okay.
fun.
It was
I had a lot
fun.
of fun. Maybe the timing's wrong. It's so tricky to get the timing right. What? You're in California, aren't you?
Yes.
What time did that show start for you?
7 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, that's a good time. Prime time.
Yeah, no, it was a good time, but you know,
Maybe we hadn't
there's a
promoted
lot
it
of
enough.
car shows on the internet, and
Yeah, but we're the best. We're the best. They're losers. We had Mike the Snake on there.
well, I was a little out of my league, Archie. You know, we talked a lot about European cars and cars that I'm not that familiar with. Um,
No, Mike, this is not a scripted show.
oh,
We
I
like
know.
to we no, that's exactly why we want you there, because it's boring if you know everything about everything.
No,
We
no,
want to
but I
we
just
want to push the
what I can
boundaries and
contribute
talk about.
most with.
But no, but you've got a good background. You're a racing driver, right? No, no, no. That's exactly what we want. We want you to come on and say, "Oh shit, I never seen this before. Wow, I like it or I hate it."
Yeah,
That's
oh,
what
I'd
we
love
want.
to
We want.
learn.
Yeah. No. Well, it's about. Yeah. Look, I think we might actually do more car stuff. We just got to give it some time. I loved it. I really did love it. We had Doc there for a while. We had that Sirocco Sales. He was great.
I love Scirocco. You know, I had a
Yeah.
Scirocco car. I had a Volkswagen Scirocco when I was young.
Here we go. Show me your horns, $2. AC3, what horn do you prefer, BMW or Mercedes? Let me say this to you. Look, for me, I
Don't even think about
always
it. Get in here. Come on.
I always loved the I love both brands, but Mercedes, because I was influenced by my parents, the Mercedes was always the more prestigious. BMW, if you look at BMW in the 70s, in the 60s, they were nearly broke. They came out in the 70s and they had a lot of success with the 2002, the 2002. And they also had success with the 3 CSL. That was kind of like the 6 Series precursor. So those two cars, you had the little 4-cylinder, and you had the 6-cylinder coupe. So those two cars there is really what BMW was about. Now, Mercedes-Benz at the same time, they didn't have a compact executive. They had a mid-size and a large. Mid-size saloon, and they had a big saloon, and they had the SL, like a sports. It wasn't a sports car. It was more of a sports tour, very wealthy girlfriend's car, mistress. That's the sort of thing she would have.
A grand touring.
American Gigolo. I don't know who the hell is ringing me at this time. Who the hell is that? Just let me see who the hell this is. What's he want? Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what BMW was popular when I was young was the 320i.
What year was this?
This was like 85, 86, 83.
Okay, so that would be okay, so that's the car I had. So that car came out in 83. Okay, so with your 3 Series, let me explain this to you. We better get back to Watch Talk because this is poison, but let me explain this to you.
Totally.
The 2002 became the 3 Series, and that then, I think it was the E21, then it became an E30. And we've got, speaking of Watch Talk, we've got my good friend. How are you, the watchmaker? Talk to me.
Good. How are you, Archie? Just 1 minute.
Hey, I am fantastic there. Yeah. Hey, I haven't seen you for a while there. I hope you didn't take it the wrong way. You emailed me a couple of weeks ago and said, "Hey, can we do it 6 o'clock my time?" I checked my time. It was 3:30 a.m. You know what?
I thought you were an early riser. No?
Not that. I'll be honest with you.
That's even early for me.
I thought you'd be having your protein shake, getting ready for the gym, 5 miles.
I wake up about 7. I don't get out of bed. I wake up at 7, listen to the news, and crawl out of bed about 7:40.
So you listen to the news at 7 in the morning?
On the radio. It's a 10-minute service, ABC. That's like our BBC. And then I go on I have my iPhone. I go and check what's come in for the day. And then I kind of crawl out of bed. This is what I do every day. I wake up. So I stay in bed. My wife brings me a cup of coffee. And then by about 7:40, 7:45, I get out, brush my teeth, have a shave, get dressed, and I make the bed. I always make the bed. I was watching this motivational speaker. He said every day, it was an army colonel, general. He said, make your bed. He said, because if you have a lousy day, you come back home, at least you've got a made bed, and it's also the first task of the day you have completed.
Like Jordan Peterson.
Similar to that, yeah. He says, clean your room. But
I have a pair of little dogs that like to burrow under the blankets and pillows, and so they destroy my bed daily.
Oh, I see. Very interesting. So what's new in the world of watchmaking? Tell me what's happening in the world of...
Are you a watchmaker?
Yes, he is. He's a watchmaker.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my job.
You have my highest respect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I was just doing a quick show with Paul and O'Sheen and Gringa, and I noticed you were live, and I thought, you know what, I'll also come and see how you are, because I've always wanted to get on, but because of the time difference, it's huge. I mean, it's like it's almost 11:30 in the UK now. Well, 11:10.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
I was just saying on the show how I had a customer.
Yeah.
Who brought me this Hublot. Now, there's a reason why. I'll show you in the camera. This Hublot here. This is a Hublot Big Bang. Obviously, there's no movement inside.
No.
What happened was he took it to a previous watchmaker that had it for 18 months and gave it back to him in bits.
Oh, fuck. What happened? How's that possible?
Because the watch had water damage and it's got a pusher missing, so water got inside, and
Oh my God! How did that happen?
because unfortunately the pusher, either the crown or the pusher, let in water. So what happened was, the guy had it for 18 months, realizing that he couldn't get the original parts, and luckily he didn't put just a base ETA in it, because if you put a base ETA in it, it would have made the watch completely fake. The problem that the customer has is that it's custom diamond set, so that means he can't even give it to Hublot. So now he's came to me to restore it back to its original condition, which is just under 4K.
Holy shit! So,
well,
what a disaster! Can I say that?
Yeah,
So,
it's a big disaster.
so let me clarify this. It was a Hublot Big Bang. That's quite a expensive watch.
Well, this one is diamond. The whole case is diamond encrusted with real diamonds,
so
which automatically stops it from going back to Hublot.
So what happened? How did he lose a? I don't understand what. Oh, okay, it's been aftermarket done. Okay.
Yeah, and he let water in.
How did he let water in? I don't understand this geezer. What happened?
Because it may be from when the case was diamond encrusted, they didn't Loctite the pushers for the Loctite the screws for the pushers, and it came loose.
And how long did he leave it before he did something about it?
Well, the problem is that once oxidization only takes how long? An hour or so for parts stainless steel to oxidize. So really the damage is done. But the problem is that this is the rest of the parts here. These are the parts.
Nice.
He just gave the
Don't
parts.
You love that? You know, mechanics, can I just say this to you? Mechanics love it when you bring a car in and someone else has had a go. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Someone else has done some of the work for you and they give you a box of parts in the boot and say, look, it won't take you long to finish this. Some of the work's already been done for you to help you.
Yeah. I rarely take in watches like this.
Taking on somebody else's nightmare.
So what made you take this in? Why would you have even... So I suppose it's an ETA movement, basically, isn't it?
Well, that's the problem.
No.
So the repairer tried to put an ETA base 7750 in it, but you can't. And even if you could, you automatically fake the watch because it's not a real Hublot movement.
Then
could he have interchanged some parts? Could he have interchanged some parts like the bridge and things like that?
Yeah, but if you do that, you're still faking the watch because it's not original Hublot parts because there is a difference.
Well, I think we've got a few problems here. We've got a few problems. Number one problem is because it's had aftermarket diamonds, non-Hublot diamonds put on, Hublot's not going to work on it. Correct or false?
That's right. No, that's correct. And that's why he's stuck.
Okay, so then the next thing is, right, what you could do is, the next thing is, okay, how much stuff was damaged? How badly is the dial stuff? How bad is the damage?
Well, the repairer decided to mix the dial with the parts, so it's all scratched.
Oh, no.
What sort of repairer did he use?
Oh, listen, this is nothing. I've just received an AP, an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, that's going to cost the guy about 20 to 30K to restore.
Whoa.
Because he's bent the gold case, and AP stamped it and declined it. They're not even willing to restore it.
Wow.
What did they stamp it with? Like what?
Not stamp the watch, sorry. They stamped the paperwork to say, listen, this is way gone. It's not for us.
Well, on that Hublot, since it's already kind of a lost cause, and it's already aftermarket, and ruined for warranty through Hublot, could you not install a junk movement and just enjoy the watch and keep the original movement in a box?
Is it just a Valjoux 7750 or it's customized Valjoux 7750?
Well, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to restore it back to its original condition using original Hublot parts and give him a 28-month warranty, as Hublot only give 12 months.
So tell me this.
Well, he'll be a happy customer.
But before I forget,
how much are you going to charge him? Can I ask you that? You'd have to charge him
just under 4K, 4,000.
Is it worth doing it? Yes, probably it is on that sort of watch.
Yeah.
just before I forget, his clasp, as you can see
Mhm.
here, the one he sent to the person was gold, was diamond encrusted aftermarket. The one he got back is just stainless steel
And why's that?
because he
They
stuck
did a
the wrong
swap.
clasp on it. Yeah, he
Have
swapped
you
it.
gone back to them?
The guy ripped him off.
The guy, yeah, look, this is
Have you
very
spoken to
unfortunate.
that watchmaker? Have you spoken to him and said, look,
I don't want to get involved because, to be honest with you, I've done it before and got involved, and it just gets quite messy. I'll only get involved legally in terms of paperwork and like.
well, I suppose you just say to him, I got the wrong class. You got to ring him up and get the other one sorted out. Ask them for the other one back. He should be able to do that pretty easy.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm by no means am I saying that the person is telling me the wrong story, but you don't know I'm not saying that my customer, my client is lying to me, but I'd rather just do what I do best.
Just hang on one tick there.
Yeah.
Frozen Yukona, Sunday afternoon with the Pontiff Fridge Maintenance Fund. And we've got Show Me Your Horns. We did that one there. That was I think Mercedes, but I've got to be honest with you. I think BMW is more sporting than Mercedes. I was purely a prestige boy. Always the my dream when I was a kid was the 190E. The 190E, and they actually had a poverty spec one called a 180E in Australia with no radio. And I remember they were 46,000 and I desperately wanted one. And it came out a year after I got my BMW, which pissed me off because I would have preferred to have the Mercedes. I wanted the badge. Malik Diamond, $5. Even after all the work, it'll be worth less than the service.
No,
Hashtag
no,
Hublot.
no, it doesn't know. No disrespect, Malik, but you're wrong.
So I suppose what you're going to do is you're going to fix up the original. Have you got all the thing is, have you been supplied the original movement? Are the parts missing? If he's giving you parts, if he's so unprofessional, what's to say there's not other bits missing?
I'm not really worried about that because I can get the original parts. That's not and I'll also be doing a YouTube video of this before and after because I think it's a great example of how by trying to cut corners, you'll end up paying more.
Just okay. And nextly,
That's usually the case.
£4.50. You're not able to order authorized parts from Rolex. You're not authorized by Rolex or trained by them. How can we trust you to service Rolex?
Because I get original Rolex parts and I have a vast amount of Rolex parts in stock. And also I give the old parts back and I give extended warranties as well. So you can see from my...
Let me just say this to you. I think what you're doing is probably the best way. Why? The question I have, when you say water got in, like was he taking it swimming? What was he doing with this bloody thing?
So apparently he gave it to one of his friends to wear abroad, and his friend basically gave it to him with water damage because the pusher was lost.
The friend lost the pusher, or he lost the pusher before he lent it?
His friend lost the pusher.
Okay, well, why doesn't he go to the friend? Excuse me, my friend, you fucked the watch up. I lent you my Mercedes. It came back in pieces. I think you owe me a new Mercedes, my friend.
I think it's more of, the problem is...
There's a moral to this story. Can I explain it to you? I got to Number one, a friend in need. Let me tell you the stories here. Number one, a friend in need is a pain in the fucking ass. Number one.
Yeah, listen.
Friends, you don't need friends. You don't need friends. You know what, my dad, this is why I'm going to share something very my parents were wogs, Europeans, okay?
Did you just say wog?
Yes. I'm allowed to use the term because I'm a wog. See,
Western-oriented gentleman.
Okay, well, they were mainly Italian, but I'm Eastern European. But all the Anglo-Saxons used to call us wogs. Okay, that was a derogatory term. I'm just telling you because I'm allowed to use that term.
I've been called a wog many times. Don't worry.
But let me just tell you this. You know something? My dad said to me. He said, "You don't need friends. You don't need friends. They go and fuck your girlfriend, and they white ant you. Don't need friends." That's what my dad said, conditionally. You don't need friends. Friends. They'll just fuck your girlfriend and and speak badly about you. You don't need friends. That's my parents. Let me say this to you. You do not lend. You do not lend. Okay, let's just explain this to you. You do not lend girlfriends, cars, or watches to so-called friends.
Good words to live by.
No, no, no. And if you are stupid enough to lend it to a friend,
Yeah,
you
have
say
to expect
to them,
the worst.
You've got to expect. You've got to say to them, if you bring it, you got to take some security.
Have them sign a contract.
Well, I think no, but the thing is, you say to them, right? I'm giving you this in nice order. We'll take a few pics. I'll lend you my world time. You give me your platinum Daytona. If you don't bring it back in nice condition, you don't get your fucking Daytona back.
Sure, collateral.
No, look, I mean,
collateral is
friends.
collateral works.
Friends, you know what? Friends, you don't need friends.
I think it's fair to say that when you have certain people around you, the whole situation can be difficult enough in terms of everyday life. But when possessions, material things start getting involved,
this idiot, how did he get so much water in it? Did he go swimming? What the fuck did he do, this dickhead?
well, you got seawater in it, so that's even worse.
Oh no, salt water.
At number one,
Yeah.
first rule is you shouldn't be swimming with a chronograph.
I don't know the whole story, but all I know is that it's water damage. And
Okay, let's just clarify a few things. When Patek says their Calatravas are 30-meter waterproof,
it means nothing.
water resistant, that doesn't mean you go into a swimming pool. Number one, the straps are 400 pound each. You're going to fuck the leather up. But number two, not only that, they're not, the way the ratings are done is a little bit, it's difficult for newbies to understand. Anyhow, what a great story. I love this. I love this. Is he a nice guy?
If it's
Who, the owner of the Hublot?
Yes.
No, yeah, he's a true gentleman. You know, I had to
Was
explain
he
to him.
embarrassed to bring this into you?
I think he's more embarrassed about how he got his watch in the first place. You see, I look, the way I look at it is, it's very easy to criticize anyone's work in any industry. But when you receive something back in bits, when you gave it to them in full, then I said to him, let's take legal action. Let's go down to a CCJ.
Yeah.
Let's take it legally. He said, no. I was like, okay, let me do my job then. Because I think it's extremely unfair and it looks bad on watchmakers if this person is a watchmaker. However, I will say that
what you're not really knowing is somebody's done this. They're a backyarder.
Well, I know of the company because he told me, and I looked at their reputation, and it's questionable.
I mean, would a real watchmaker package the parts back like that in a case with the dial banging around and being able to be scratched like that? You'd think they'd wrap it up in
real watchmaker
tissue
do
paper
that.
And keep
You might be
things from
watching
being-
now. You don't know. you might be watching us. We
So
don't
what?
know.
So what? You're a butcher. You're a disgrace to the trade, you fucking loser. Here we go, Mr. Tudor. To you, $10 perpetual. What are must-have tools for a hobbyist?
It might
I'd
be
like
this guy
to
here.
into this, and what cheap watch to do a breakdown and rebuild to learn basics? Well, I think the answer to that is, Mr. Tudor, to you, is if you've got some really nasty, cheap, gunky watches not worth repairing, some old Seikos, you can.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do you really want to pull these things apart? It's sacrilege. And I think maybe, you know what? It's like surgery. Why don't you practice on your wife?
Can I tell you a story though? You're gonna like
Yes.
this one. Can I tell you this one?
Yes.
You got to listen to this.
Yes.
About 3-4 years ago, someone rang me and said, "Hi, can I buy a mainspring off you?"
Mm.
And I'm like, "What did you say?" He says, "Can I buy a mainspring off you?" I'm like, "Okay, so you're referring to a mainspring for what caliber? Datejust." I'm like, "Right, okay." And I says to him, "Are you a watchmaker?" He goes, "No, I'm a bricklayer." I'm like, "Okay, so what do you want? What do you want a mainspring for? He says to me, well, basically, I've been watching on YouTube and I've opened up my Rolex Datejust. I've managed to get the case back off with it. I managed to get the case back off.
With what?
I don't even know, but it took me ages to refill that case. But and I've been there's a problem with the thing that moves. I'm like, you mean the balance?
Rotor. Yes,
You
the
mean
balance. Yeah.
Balance? Is it spinning? And he goes, yeah. I said, that's the hairspring, not the mainspring. Basically, this builder, this bricklayer, tried to fix his own Rolex, and he got one of the cheapest parts mixed up with one of the most expensive parts. He brought me the watch. I gave him an estimate. I ended up buying the watch off him because it was so high, the estimate. I ended up doing the watch up and then selling it, and he wanted to buy it back. But
Did you just sell it back to him?
No, because I sold it. I already sold it. But the problem is that he, once again, he was trying to penny pinch, and it cost him dearly. If he just gave that to somebody who knew what he was doing, then he could have.
Look, there's no question of that. We've got. I don't know what's wrong with WatchFan. WatchFan is a little bit angry here. I don't know what his problem is. He's got some WatchFan £1.80. They all claim that. Pay the piper, take to Rolex service. Let me just put 2 cents in here.
No.
WatchFan, I gotta tell you honestly, on a vintage, I think for new Rolexes, I personally would go to Rolex myself. Okay, my Submariner, I would take to Rolex. But I've got to tell you, WatchFan, one of the worst places possible you could take a vintage Rolex is Rolex Service Center. The reason I say that is, the problem is they do not sympathetically restore or service your watches. For example, they try and make it, their benchmark is basically the Rolex guarantee. They're not interested in authenticity or retaining parts. They're interested in making sure it's waterproof to a certain level and it performs to a certain level. Now, the thing is, the problem is, let me give you an example, WatchFan. I know somebody who took a vintage 5513. It's a no-date Submariner plastic glass. They took it in, and guess what happened? They wanted to change the dial, the hands. They changed even the bezel insert. And you know what? They killed the value of this thing. So my honest answer is, WatchFan, I don't have a problem with a new watch taking it to Rolex Service Center. In fact, that's okay. That's okay. However, in all honesty, I think that's probably the worst place. I would much rather use somebody like Perpetual Time to do a repair, anything that isn't current model. Like I would say if I had a 16610, that's a date sub, a 14060, no date Sapphire, a 5513, I would take it to this man because he understands the importance of originality. I wouldn't take it to Rolex Service Center. I'm just telling you, WatchFan, because you want to give a bit, you want to give us a hard, that's okay, you're allowed to. I like a bit of banter, but I'm just telling you honestly too, I can see where Rolex Service Center hasn't done, because what Rolex Service Center does is they want to bring it back to spec. Whereas a collector, what the honest answer is, you're better off not to bring it to spec, to retain some key elements to keep the originality. That is more important. I'm just explaining this to you because I don't mind you pushing your thing where you say, take it to Rolex, take it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy for that too. But you also got to take this shit on the other side, WatchFan, because I got to call you out too, because I know where Rolex Service Center hasn't really understood the importance of vintage. The other thing is too, let me say this to you. Just hang on there, Mike. Just hang on.
Okay.
Let me just say this too. Rolex Service Center will not take watches after a certain age. They say, we do not have parts for this. This is too old for service, WatchFan. They abandon a lot of customers by saying that. And I think the window is like I think it's 40 years, or they've got some window. So I got to be totally honest with you. I think the Rolex Service Center it's like a Mercedes. Let me explain this to you. Let me relate it to cars, because some of you simpletons there, you can understand this concept easier. You got a brand new Mercedes S-Class. Perfect. You take that to the dealer. He's got all the software. He's got all the stuff to fix it and tune that car. Beautiful. You have a vintage 1950s Mercedes Gullwing, a 300 SL. The car is fucking older than the mechanics working on it by a long shot. In fact, most of the people who worked on it would be dead. So you take it to Mercedes dealer, they've never fucking seen one besides in a car magazine or a book on cars. They would have no fucking idea how to do anything. And let me just say this to you. You would be better off for a Mercedes Gullwing. You would take it to a specialist who does that sort of car. In the UK, there's a great guy I really love, Ian Tyrrell. Ian Tyrrell, he does classic car. By the way, he wears a 1680. Very cool guy. He specializes in vintage. I would never take a Gullwing Mercedes to a dealer. They would have no fucking idea what to do, because you got to understand, they're not trained for that, because that was so old. The thing is, so let's just clarify that. I got a few more super chats here. We've got Malik Diamond, $5. Archie, can we go Hublot shopping? What resale value can I expect? We can have a look at that soon, but I just want to keep our guest on for a bit longer before he falls asleep. And we've got another one.
Drop the link.
Okay, I'll drop the link there. We've got another one here. So we've got Malik. We can have a look at this here. Sure, we'll have a look. We got Watch Fan again. I know that, Arch, referring to modern only. Look, I would tend to say brand new model. Nothing wrong. And my good friend here from Perpetual Time, he doesn't mind sending things to Rolex. But believe you me, anything before ceramic, I'd take to a goods independent. That's what I would do. Especially something with fucking tritium. Fuck me dead. I wouldn't take a tritium because they swap the hands. They do this. They do that. It's very, very complicated there. We've got Deacon, $5. My brother tried on a Frank Muller Crazy Hands 8880CH in steel for 33,000 Aussie. What do you think of that?
Don't buy it. It must be crazy.
Look,
go to. You might as well go to a casino and put it all on black. No disrespect.
Yeah, look, Frank Muller. Some people love Frank Muller. I think they are expensive. But
how much is 33k Aussie in sterling?
Oh, that's about six. It's about half divided by 2.
Right. Okay. So
it's about 2 to 1. Okay, roughly.
Right. About 16 grand. So you're saying 16 grand
16,000.
sterling.
You can get a lot of watch for 16,000.
And he wants to buy a crazy hand for 16,000 sterling. Man, that's too much. That's too much. Come on, Deacon. This is. I'm sure he's having a joke here.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be serious there. We've also got another super chat from NV Scotsman, my good friend, $3. What's the go with Rolex Service Center and ceramic modern, Arch? I think myself there for ceramic stuff, that's like the really new stuff. There's nothing wrong with Rolex Service Center. I draw the line myself, and this is my opinion as a collector and a watch enthusiast. I draw the line. If it has tritium, I'd be taking it to a specialist vintage repairer. If it's after tritium, like Luminova or Super Luminova, you can take it to Rolex. But that's generally my opinion. Other people have different opinions. Showcase watches, £1.80. Modern Rolex versus modern Omega movement, which is best? We'll ask the expert. Perpetual time. What's best?
What was best? Oof, God.
Modern Rolex or modern Omega? Or are they both good? What's your opinion?
So from a watchmaking perspective, I personally would agree that Rolex movements are nicer to work on the side of servicing them. In terms of best, as in, I'm guessing workings and reliability and timekeeping, the modern Rolex movements, as in the ball bearing system that they brought out now on like the 32 caliber, is, in my opinion, easier and better than the Omega movements. I think that's fair to say. That's just from my experience. Maybe some other people might not agree with that, but that's just from my experience. So, but they're just as good. Listen, Omega movements are fantastic. You know, the new movements that they've been making themselves, beautiful movements, even to look at. They're lovely to look at.
Sorry for the question, but how much they really make themselves if they are actually under this umbrella of a Swatch group? Because it seems they share somehow a part in between the companies there.
In what respect? Sorry.
I mean, I don't know, a hairspring and all kind of parts. Because the whole group seems like a kind of reunited, or maybe something that I still didn't get it so much understanding the Swatch group so much, because it seems they have like a kind of a cooperation also in between movements or something.
Who? The Swatch group and Rolex?
No, Swatch group with Omega and Longines and the Blopan and so on.
You see, I'm not that experienced enough to answer that question, but I'm sure, because they're such a huge powerhouse, and the Swatch group is a huge business. I mean, they make billions a year. Then
We just got Tim joining us for a couple minutes. How are you going,
Hey,
Tim?
Tim.
What's going on? Where are you?
Hi, Tim.
Hey, what's up, Watch Gang? How's it going?
You're in Vegas.
He's got his
baby.
ears on.
Vegas? That's in Vegas, Las Vegas. Where is
Vegas.
this?
It's Las Vegas, yeah.
Which hotel
I
are you
think
out the
viewers
front
know
of?
about that.
The famous
front of the
hotel
Bellagio.
view.
You're out the front of the Palagio Hotel. This is the famous Palagio. This is the famous
If
one
I
that
stay
was
long
in
enough here,
Ocean's
we might
11.
see the water show.
Ocean's
I don't know if
11?
you guys want to see.
Sorry?
Yes?
Yeah, we want to see the water show. Yeah, of course. No, nobody arrests you with these
want me to
weirds?
stick around. In about 20 minutes, they're gonna have the fountain show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
I was going to
fantastic,
ask where are
man.
the fountains?
Yep, that's it.
Palagio. Are you
That's the
staying at the Palagio? Which one are you
Yeah.
at?
No,
You're at
not
the
on.
MGM
No.
Grand, aren't you?
No. I was staying at the Hilton, but I moved today to the Planet Hollywood.
Okay, beautiful.
Planet
Are
Hollywood.
hotels expensive in Vegas?
It's fucking expensive, man. I paid about $100 and 100,000 points, and then they
Yep.
whacked me with another. They were gonna scam me. They whacked me with a $300 surcharge. Good thing I went through all their bullshit charges, and they took off 150. So, but
What
still,
was the
they whacked me for
$300
another
surcharge for?
100 for just fun, just like they accused me of like touching stuff. They said like, did you take the condoms? Did you take the candy? I was like, I just picked it up to take a look. And they said, oh yeah, it's all sensors. Sensors, man. They got sensors.
Oh,
If you touch
they've got
something, they charge
sensors?
you, man.
how does
Yeah.
that work? Like if
They
you
said-
touch it?
Yeah, it goes off and they bill you for it. So I touched
Wow.
like I touched
condom.
You
like
touch everything.
the condoms. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I wanted to see what is this thing, and I picked it up, and apparently they had a bell downstairs, and it went off, and they charged me for a whole bunch of stuff too.
Like
Just
what?
like fun charges. Some like they said I got a drink at the restaurant. I'm like, I'm getting a drink. What are you talking about?
And
you
what
cannot-
happened then? Did they give you your money back?
They gave me $150 back.
I'm happy
for the
to ring
stuff
them up
that,
for you. I'm happy to ring them up and say that you guys have been overcharging.
you know what? Next time we're gonna do it live on there.
Yeah, let's do
I
it
mean,
live
what
on
the
air.
hell?
Yeah.
They said I didn't pay for the whole thing up front. They tried to say, oh, you didn't pay for the whole thing up front, and I had to bring up the receipt. They wouldn't believe me either. So they had
Tim, the condom have full paper and boxes and one. I think
the condoms were box and papers. They were with stickers on. They even had the stickers on.
I mean, how do they know you touch these things? Like what? How do they know you touch it?
They said they got sensors everywhere. I
Like
guess they got
sensors
sensors
where?
in the room. If you
There's
shag,
weight sensors. There's
The
weight
weight
sensors on the
sensors.
product.
Actually, don't you see him with the ears? I mean, what do you expect? You expect them to? I wonder they didn't arrest him.
they probably also have sensors in the bed. They know how you perform, too. Because if
Man,
you saw
that's terrible, man. I gotta tell you, honest truth, that is awful. Hey, I gotta
dots, basically.
I gotta keep interviewing my watchmaker friend Tim. So you can stay there, or you can come back if you like. It's up to you.
I'll just mute myself.
Okay, man, that's cool. Perpetual time there. We've got another question there. US independents have Rolex parts accounts.
Yes, I've heard about this before because there, as far as I know, the US terms and conditions for accounts is different than the UK. The UK is very strict, very, 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 very strict about getting access to original Rolex parts.
Wow, amazing story there. I got to tell you, it's Malik Diamond, $5. Tim was going to gift hotel soap and condoms like old Father AC3. Yes, he's going to take them, but they're not free. See, they're not free. Nothing is free in Vegas. That's
They charge you for everything, man.
I can't believe, but just because you touch them, does that mean you got to pay the fee? If they've charged you for them, I would say I want the fucking condoms. Give them to me then. If you've charged me for them, go up the room and bring them down. That's what I would say.
Well, there's a sensor, isn't there? You know, when you get like the mini bar and you see the little drinks, if you lift it up, there's a sensor underneath, and if you don't put it down, or if you misplace it, it charges
normally
you
when I
away.
go to a hotel room, I take all the shit out of the fridge, I put it to the side, put my own shit in, and then before I leave, I put their shit back in.
You can't do that now because they have sensors. They have sensors for the shit that you take out.
It will charge you a fortune.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's happened to me quite a few times.
Which hotels do you stay at, Perpetual?
I stayed in a beautiful hotel in Mykonos, the island, one of the Greek islands, and in Santorini. And I opened up the fridge and I knew straight away that if I moved any of those
You just ring them and say, please empty the minibar. That's what I ring them up and say, I want you to get up here and take this fucking shit out, overpriced shit out of my room, please.
I stayed in Egypt once and I had like a Mars bar or a Snickers bar, and it was like $3-4 quid.
Yes, that's right.
You know,
yes.
Actually, they charge here $25 for mineral water. You know that? In
yes,
hotel.
Yes, of course, That's exactly right. So you got to be very careful with that sort of shit. You know, it's So getting back to this Hublot. So, what made you take on this job in the first place? Normally, I'm surprised you would have said, "This is fucked, mate. I don't fix a person's attempted disaster." What made you say, "Okay, I'll do this"? Like, is there a line in the sand where you say, "Fuck, you should have brought it to me. I'm not going to fix someone else's aborted attempt"?
Because I could see that he was greatly upset with how he was treated before, and I knew
that's
that
not your problem.
Oh no, I know that, and I appreciate that. I totally respect that. But I could also see that wherever he went, they would decline him. But because of the amount of contacts and experience I have in this business, I'm happy to take it on, and I will be doing a before and after video for my YouTube channel so people can see.
Yeah. Do you think this watch, how badly damaged? Do you think once it's repaired, so the dial is damaged? What can you do about the dial? You're going to get a replacement dial, or you're going to refinish it, or?
No, I'm going to get a replacement dial and hands, and also to prove that those parts have been changed, I'm going to give the old ones back. Many companies don't do that. I give any parts that are non-exchange basis, I give back. I even still give non-exchange parts back.
Tell me this. How could, so someone's already attempted to get a Valjoux 7750 and swap out bits from it, haven't they?
Yes, that's.
How do you know the original Valjoux? How do you know the original Hublot 7750 as opposed to the third party 7750?
There's ways to tell. There's ways to tell.
Okay. Watch fan's not letting go. He's not letting go. Watch fan, £1.80. Rolex give UK independents opportunity like the USA.
They don't know, because now you have to work for a company that sells Rolex watches to be accredited, or you've had to previously work for a company that sold Rolex watches to be accredited. Also, you have to spend at least £40,000 or £50,000 to actually get the accreditation for tooling, and you also have to have a vast amount of experience. And no disrespect, but he's incorrect.
No disrespect taken. I've got to tell you this here. In my country, it's funny. It's called right to repair. There's a great guy in Sydney called Nick Hacko, and he actually has really taken this matter up, because basically what happens is they have the right not to sell in Australia. They don't have to sell watch repairers parts. They can say, no, you've got to send it to us. Well, that's basically what they're trying to do. Let's just look at this.
That's what they do in the UK.
They're trying to take all the repairs back for themselves because it's a great money earner for them. Okay, that's basically what they're trying to do. Now, what the problem is that if they did that for a car, if Vauxhall did that or Ford did that, there would be screaming in the street. Okay, if you did that to poor people, there would be consumer law. There would be all sorts of nasty. But because it's a luxury product, these aren't really. They're discretionary spend. Okay. They seem to be able to get away with this in consumer situations. They're allowed to tell, it's very much the situation there. Watch fan, £1.80. Rolex are not fair to UK independents. 100%.
100%. I'll give you an idea. Sorry to interrupt you. I'll give you an idea. If the best watchmaker went to Rolex training and he was so good that he passed all his exams, they would still fail him because they may have not liked his personality. If Roger Smith went to Rolex to get accreditation, they would fail him because 100%. They don't need to pass him.
Yeah.
Unless he's working for the likes of the WAS Group, Watches Switzerland Group, part of Mappin and Webb, Watches of Switzerland, and the watchmaker who works for them, the company happens to sell Rolex, then it's in their interest to pass.
Look, to be honest with you, Roger Smith couldn't be fucked. He honestly just say, I can't be fucked. That's honestly, he's quite a cool guy, but he doesn't want to play politics. I got my own business, just fuck off. You know, exactly. That's what he would basically say to them there. Exactly. Showcase watches, £4.50. I'm curious if Hotel will be emailing an itemized receipt that Mrs. Tim gets access to. Hard to explain condoms. Lots of professional ladies in Vegas. Yes, that is true. But can I just explain something to you? There's a lot of professional ladies in Vegas, but you know something about them? They are Viking expensive. Viking expensive. I mean, you're looking at.
It's not bang per buck.
It's not bang per buck.
There's no bang per buck here, Art.
Put it this way: $200 doesn't get you a full session. Okay. and they want $1,000 a trick. Okay, $1,000 a trick. That's what they want in Vegas.
How many
$1,000
times you been
bucks.
to Vegas, Arch? Because you're on the money.
Yeah, no, I got friends. That's I was a member of IGS, International Sex, ISG, International Sex Guide, and we just talk about different prices. Yeah, $1,000 a pop. That's what they want. $1,000 a trick, and that's not overnight. That's not overnight. That's like an hour max.
Yeah,
That's
because
with the shower.
it's super billionaires there. That's
And
why.
that's
But
not well. There's not that many. There's a lot of pretenders. Okay, a lot of Americans.
A lot of pretenders.
A lot of.
actually, for $1,000, what a chick you're getting, right? What a chick, right? For $1,000.
No, $1,000. You're not getting much at all. This is premium. This is retail premium. These are Tanzil, $10 dear perpetual time. Would you advise Archie Luxury circa 2012 that it's a good idea to get his AP Royal Oak 14790 ST for service at a department store watchmaker like he? I took it to an independent I knew. I took it to 2 independents, and basically they said to me, "You need parts. I can't get the parts. You're going to have to send it to AP."
AP, I always say, make sure it goes to them. There's many reasons for that. Parts restrictions. Also, they're not easy movements to work on. They're not the best of timekeepers. And also, to refinish that case and bracelet is something I can do, but many other people find it difficult to do. I mean, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see I think there's around 2,300 examples of work, and there is some APs on there. But if you don't refinish that AP correctly, you can potentially lose a lot of money.
I actually have a question for you. There is watches, somebody that bring you some watches that, and I'm talking about expensive, let's say Rolex, Patek, I don't know, maybe Hublot, watches that when you estimate the cost of the repair, is not worth it to repair or not, like just throw it away the watch that is way over the value of the watch itself?
No, because people who buy those watches tend to be able to afford the service prices, unless there is a situation such as this Hublot that's come in where it's water damage that's wrecked the movement.
Yeah, look, Marcelo, you may have that. The thing is, watches are so valuable now. And what happens is, what you say is, because I know how to sell shit to dickheads, you say to them, it's the sentimental value. It was my father's. Yeah, it's a quartz Patek Ellipse. Yeah, it's fucking ugly. But you know what? My father wore that watch when he married my mom. That's what you got to do, is you've got to appeal to the emotions of it and say, you know what? You want to keep this. You got to appeal to them. You know what? But most watches now, the market is so crazy. Even if they're quartz, they're quite valuable things. It's
listen, I mean, we're living at a time now that Tag Heuer Monicos are going over RRP. Who would think that?
Look, I have my Breitling Chronomat 44. I pay for that watch, I think, $5,000. Last time I wanted to fix it, they wanted almost $3,000 for the watch.
Yeah, that's because Breitling. Oh, so let me just go into Breitling. Breitling, unfortunately, are one of the worst service centers. The reason for this is because the tube on the middle case is part of the middle case. It's laser filled in, which means you can't extract the tube from the case. That means you have to change the complete middle case, and then they want at least 200, 300, 400 for stainless steel. If it's gold, then we're talking quite a considerable amount of money. And then you've got to charge for the service. Then they're going to want to change the hands. Then they're going to want to change, and it all adds up.
Yeah, with me it was a disaster. I tell you what. I mean, when I service my Rolex, you understand the service means overall. That they actually clean exactly the jobs that you do, separate everything.
But you know what, Marcelo, why don't you take it to a good independent then?
No, that would be great. No, because I tell you what they did.
Just 1 minute. Showcase watches, £1.80. Tim can afford it, Arch. Fridge money through the roof.
No, Archie.
the roof.
Archie,
And
Got some
Zeal.
fridge space available, guys.
I've got a fridge repair. The thing is, I've got to get some. I'm getting a fridge repair done very soon. Tanzeel, $5. Does panel think that cars with naturally aspirated combustion engines will go the way of automatic watches post
Oh
quartz
yeah.
through the
All right.
EV
You know, that's
crisis?
kind of ironic because I have a guy working on my digital refrigerator as well. Isn't
Hey,
that weird?
hey, that's so weird, man.
no,
I got to tell you, you know what, Marcelo?
The
What I would
coder.
do is this. Let me tell you the rules, okay? For good stuff like Rolex, Patek, right? I
you
would
go-
say to you, the best thing to do is to take it to the service center, right?
comparing the year, of course. Depends how old the
Especially
watch
if you've got a meteorite dial, you want to make
Yeah, yeah.
sure, you know. But the thing is that, let me explain this to you. If you've got a Breitling, which I would take a Breitling to a good independent. Every guy who's into watches, you need to have a good independent.
Yeah. No, because I tell you what happened. I did they call it the overall, a service for $800, and
Yeah.
then they bring me the watch, and the watch still was working, going slowly, and then I bring it back to them. I mean, it was, and then they check and say, yeah, you did the service overall, and service is different.
Yes.
So
So
I
they do
didn't-
maintenance service as
Yeah.
well. So there's two services some companies do. They give you
I'll
a
just be
maintenance
1 minute.
service.
I think my fridge guy's here.
They give you a maintenance service, and even if it needs more than a maintenance service, they'll still charge you for a maintenance service, even
Yeah,
if you ask for it. And then if that's not good enough, then they'll charge you a service on top. So you've potentially tried to
It was
save
almost
money.
$3,000.
You've tried to potentially
Guys,
save money.
real quick. My digital refrigerator guy is calling me. I'll be right back. 2 minutes, guys.
So you've potentially tried to save money, and it's cost you more in the end.
Yeah, in the end, look, in the end, I love the watch. The watch still working, is going slowly, how we say, maybe a minute a day or something like that. I have many watches, so I barely use the watch. I use it once in a while, so I don't care, when you just fix the watch for 1 day to work is okay. But yeah, I'm very pissed. Basically,
Yeah, of course. And this is the problem. It's actually not the watch's fault. It's the people that are controlling the market, such as the main companies.
I've been trying to say this for a half an hour, but and a good independent watchmaker is critical. And I would never send my Rolex to Rolex because, as it's been said, they'll replace parts that you don't need.
Yeah, but it depends in the Rolex. If it's a brand new Rolex, yeah, of course you take it. It's okay. But a vintage one,
even then, I would still just take it to my jeweler. My jeweler is an expert, and I had a no holes Submariner where the rotor came loose, and luckily it didn't come loose enough to make scratches in the case, but I could feel it. And I bought it from my jeweler, and he fixed it under his 1-year warranty for free, gave it back to me, and he didn't go any further. He didn't have to. And if I had sent that to Rolex, it probably would have costed me $1,200-1,500 and come back with a new dial and new hands.
Actually, I have something
refinished.
I have something for you to tell you.
The thing about Rolex Service Center is they will tell you to change the glass without any reason. No matter how many times you send your bloody watch to them, they will tell you in the repair bill to change the bloody sapphire glass for them. I don't know why.
Hey, Saad, I've got a story for you. Do you want to hear it?
Please.
Yeah.
Go on, listen to this. Yeah. About 5-6 years ago, this is a crazy story, and you're probably not going to sleep at night when you hear this.
Motor show, guys.
5-6 years ago, a guy came to see me. Oh, what is this?
Oh, nice. it goes by the time. Now I think it's for
That's
example for me
amazing.
9 o'clock. So I think it goes with the watch. This.
By the way, this stream will be getting demonetized because of music. So super chat, guys.
Wow. It seems that everybody's shocked with the water show.
Whoa. What the hell? Wild. It is absolutely wild, guys.
Holy shit, this is insane. So, Tim, it goes every hour?
This is why they
it
have
goes
the
every half hour. Every half
mini
hour
bar
for one
prices. Pay
song.
for this. The mini bar prices.
Yes. It's paid by the $18 stocks and soda, man.
It paid by the condoms that you touch.
Yeah. Each one of those shots that's paid by each condom. That's why it's called bang per buck. Yeah. And each show is different. It's synchronized with music. That's it. Oh. Wait. A little bit more. Oh.
Hey guys, very quickly, got to catch up on some super chats there. Some super chats. So basically, my AP there, you can't get it. Uses the Jaeger LeCoultre movement, and nobody can get parts. It's just impossible. Showcase watches. Tim can afford it. Fridge money has been through the roof, and we've got Tanzeel, $10 does the pack. Okay, we did that before. We're talking about new cars. And Michael Deesh, $2. Tim, go downtown Old Vegas. Get off the strip for fun. There you go.
Hey.
Are you going to Pawn Stars? You know Pawn Stars?
Maybe. You guys want to see it?
You know Pawn Stars. Pawn Stars. That's I don't think they like that water feature. Okay, let's go back to Watch Talk. You know Pawn
They don't want
Stars.
to be featured on Archie Luxury?
I don't know. They're just nasty, but that's okay. I enjoyed the water show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tim, for your time there. We love you, man.
There we go.
We love you.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
On the next one.
See you later. Bye.
Perpetual time. Let me just say this to you. What's your view? What
He
do
wanted
you
to
like?
share some story, please.
Oh, he's got a story. Yes.
Can I share this story? Because
Yes,
I'm
yes.
telling you, you're going to think this is crazy. Anyway, probably around 5-6 years ago, I used to have this customer that used to come and see me. I don't want to mention his name because he may be watching, but he used to bring me watches to service and repair. And then one day he came with a solid gold Submariner, pre-ceramic. And he said to me, Alex, I want you to refinish the case and bracelet on this and sell it for me. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I booked it in. So I stripped it down and I noticed something that was quite odd, that the dial was very thick and it was like a marbly blue. And I thought to myself, I've never seen one of these before.
Lapis.
But it looks too This is why I said sad, because I knew straight away. I knew you were going to say that. So anyway, I'm thinking this is too good of a quality. And he wanted, I think he wanted. Now I look back, it was peanuts, but at the time I thought I didn't know. I think it was like 12, 13, yeah. Anyway, and I'm sure he said he had no papers. So I'm looking at the dial. I took the dial off, and I thought, this is too well made to be a custom dial. So anyway, cut long story short, I went to Malta during this time, and I was seeing one of my friends, Steve Ritchie, who is a professional tattooist. He says, Alex, could you do me a favor? Can you get me a lapis lazuli dial for a day date? I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. Anyway, I was doing my research, and I thought, hold on a minute. That Submariner dial is a lapis lazuli dial. So the morals that I have and the honesty, I said to the customer, look, I don't want you to sell it to me at that price. It's worth a lot more. So I put him onto somebody else. And he said to me, I'm not going to say which company, but this company sells high-end stuff like Louis Vuitton and bags, but also high-end watches. Anyway, he says, once they sell it, I'll give you a percentage. Right?
Explain to us this dial.
He didn't give me a penny. He disappeared, right? That's all right. That's all right. But you go and have a look now on Chrono 24, how much a Submariner is with a lapis lazuli dial.
What is the lapis lazuli dial for people that don't know?
Lapis lazuli is like a stone. It's like a certain stone that they actually used on the day dates as well. And this was like a marbly blue, like wow. It's like speckled gold in it. It's beautiful.
And it was factory made from Rolex.
Factory made. You go and have a look on Chrono 24 and see how much they are.
By the way, perpetual time, a friend of mine has 50 tons of AAA grade of lapis lazuli in his yard. 50 tons is worth millions and millions of dollars.
Crazy.
I have made video of his, he loves this kind of stone. And I had a few friends of mine who has this day date with lapis lazuli. And lapis basically used to come in 18038 and 18238, but you could special order for 18238s also. And I have seen few.
You could customize for a sub, basically.
There you go, guys. 100,000 plus US dollars, 124 and 150. So you look at this; it looks just like the standard blue, but it's not.
It has calcite and gold, gold dust in it. So if you zoom it, you will see that it is not normal blue.
Really?
Stunning.
And that's a real Rolex dial?
Yeah, factory dial. Yeah, extreme. You don't see many, hence the reason why the price. And I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of Submariners, but I've never seen one of these in a Submariner, in an all-gold Submariner. And I just assumed at the time, but I told him, because I could have easily bought that off him and not say a word. Look, I get so many people that come into me with highly expensive Rolexes and they don't know. And I tell them, look, this is the deal. This watch is worth more money. I suggest you take it to certain specialists I know, and they get top money for them, because I don't want to wake up one day and see myself on a forum saying, Alex ripped me off. He did this, he did that. He took my children's money, in terms of I could have passed that down to my children. You don't see any of that with me.
Interesting story there. I got to tell you, Alex, we were also having a look at Hublot. That's the model of Hublot you had there, Hublot, and that was the Big Bang, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the Big Bang with diamond case, custom.
Okay, so we'll just look at a standard Big Bang. How much is a standard Big Bang?
Did Hublot went up in value?
Are they? Look at this. They're not that expensive, are they?
No, they're not that expensive. Look, but you've got to understand this now. The UK is out of Brexit, so we can no longer buy within Europe without getting slapped a stupid 20%. So it narrows down the market in all respects
Is
as
it
well.
actually just we're talking before about is it look like okay so it's kind of like this one here, isn't it? This Hublot it's a 41 mil, is it?
It's a 41, yeah.
Does Hublots went up in value as well?
No, Hublot is always suffered a depreciation. I mean, I get around 30 to 40% off Hublot brand new.
And what about the crazy Hublots like the La Ferrari or that crazy one that was all ice diamond that I think that the rapper got it. I mean, what about these ones? I mean, they go up in value? They considering specialty or?
The Ferrari ones I've never seen on discount, but then again, I've never ever seen one. You know, I mean, look, if you're going to buy one of those, I wouldn't really go. I'll go for something like a Vuitelenin or an FP Joanne, you know, something like that. If you are interested in true watchmaking, but with Hublot, the most important thing you do when you buy a Hublot is you buy it on the biggest discount possible. But you got to make sure.
I gotta tell you,
it's
guys, this Hublot here itself. So, how much do you think it's worth? His custom diamond one is that worth? Is that worth a lot more, or what's the go? What's your view on custom diamond work? How do you value that?
So you got to be careful with custom diamond work because you could have very bad settings with good diamonds, or you could have.
Well, it depends on the quality of the work, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's the Chinese setting you got to be careful of, and like the Dubai setting, and plus some companies mix moissanites with original diamonds, hoping that you don't notice or don't check every single diamond. So, you know, that's something you really got to be careful of. I've seen a lot of custom Rolex diamond dials are not even real diamond dials, as in diamonds, you know, where they're custom, but the actual diamond setting is actually fake diamonds.
Do you hate that custom work?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Well, yeah, it makes your job difficult because if the diamonds are not set correctly on the dial and one's higher than the other, then when the minute hand goes over, it creates a big problem. And also the ones that have been changed from plexi to sapphire.
I hate that. I really hate that.
Well,
you find a lot of that? Plexi to sapphire.
Yeah. I discourage it. I always discourage it. However, if the customer is adamant they want to keep it like that, then I have to charge accordingly. So then
how you call these diamonds that actually are made now by factory?
Lab-grown diamonds. Yeah, lab-grown diamonds are great value. You know, they're fantastic value.
They're not real. They're not real. Okay.
Well, they are just pressure made very fast. But one thing that they can do about that is that is very difficult, and the watchmaker actually knows to find a same very close colors of diamonds when you want to make all diamonds. You know, when you want to make a setting of diamonds watch. Very difficult, but with these made diamonds, you actually can, because you actually can precisely the formula, and you can have the
Russians. The Russians used to make pink diamonds. They radiate them too. It's another thing.
Yeah, they heat treat them, don't they? You know, that's been around for a while. But
I mean, in all honesty, I think they're not. There's no cheating in life. There's no cheating. They're not considered the correct. They're not kosher. They're not kosher.
They shine different.
Listen, the diamonds are not really worth what they're worth. It's a controlled market.
But is anything really worth? The thing you must remember is gold is worth what it's worth because it's the cost of taking the shit out of the ground, processing it. There's massive costs. Diamonds have massive costs as well, and the reality is to find quality stone, to find stones that are worth setting is actually not as easy as you think it is. Okay, they're kind of.
That's why I mentioned the made ones. They are much more faster to.
But
to
someone
make
like
them.
Rolex or Patek would never use made diamonds. That's what cheap.
No, they won't. No, they use very, very high clarity cut color. They use some of the best diamonds. These companies, Rolex, the best diamonds to get are GIA set diamonds. You've got to make sure that
Yeah.
they have been certified by people that know what they're talking about, not by some guy that's trying to sell it to you. It needs to be
But I
GIA.
got to tell you,
So I
the
have a
thing
question.
is,
In a Patek or in a Rolex, each diamond is numbered. If the
No.
watch.
no.
No,
It's not
no,
possible.
no.
They're not worth. Honest truth, the thing about diamonds is it's big. One single diamond is going to be a lot better than 20 small diamonds, and they charge a fortune. Cartier charges a fortune for anything with
Yeah.
diamonds in it. Absolute fortune. It's
But
eye-watering.
Actually, if they don't number each diamond, how you can make sure they don't use the I don't know, IGA? How you call that one?
Well,
GIA.
that's GIA.
GIA.
How you can
GIA,
make sure?
but they wouldn't GIA. GIA is mainly for big stones like half carat plus. You wouldn't GIA a 1 point.
I
You
think you
understand?
can. It's just faster.
No. Look. I mean, when a diamond is at a certain size, they serial number the girdle on it. They serial number it, but those can be taken off. But they actually do have a fine serial number on the diamond. But GIA are the best company for clarification of what the diamond is. The GIA certificate is the best. You just got to make sure that it's a real certification and the diamond is real, because there's a lot of people like in the likes of Hatton Garden. There's people that go down there and try and sell these diamonds to Indians or to British, trying to make out that there is some diamond dealer that's come from Switzerland and they're actually fake diamonds.
Shit. That's how you guys in the UK there, everything is that's the way it does work there. Tell me this, Perpetual Time. You've got that very interesting, you got to get the Hublot back to the guy. He's not going to be lending that to his friend anymore, is he?
No, I don't think so. No.
And
No, I
what
don't
did
think
he
so.
say? Did he say much about lending it to his friend? Or did he tell you much about the story or not much?
Look, I mean, there's only so much you really want to ask, because they might start thinking, why are you asking so many questions? But as long as the watch isn't stolen.
What happened to the bent AP? What happened to the bent AP?
So I'm looking like an estimate of 20 to 30,000 for me to restore that.
What happened? How did he bend the bloody thing?
Well, he said that he was in a bit of an altercation, and it basically got destroyed on purpose.
Archie, you need to understand also another thing. Think about it. Like I said, you are multi-billionaire. Your watches is worth it like cents. And you give me $1 Patek, I gave you broken.
I understand.
Think about it. You don't even bother to argue with me because I am a very good partner in your business, or you just take it and fuck it, I'm going to fix it myself. You don't even bother to.
Perpetual Time. By the way, do you have spare dials for date in stock? Any dials if you have?
I don't really carry dials because I only ever get them in when people ask for them, because they're just not cheap to have in stock. They're not something that's cheap to have in stock. I usually have your typical original parts in, such as mainsprings, rotor axles, train wheels, screws.
And you're not really in the business of selling parts. You're there you're a watchmaker. So the limited stock you have is mainly to keep your customers happy. You don't want to sell that off. Like if someone said to you, can I buy a mainspring? You'd say, well, I got some mainsprings, but number one, do you know what the hell you're doing with it? And secondly, I use that when I do a service. I make a lot of money selling that with a service. I don't just sell them to
Yeah.
idiots
Archie,
who want to make.
the reason I'm asking is because my brother and sister, they both live in UK, so and both of them have
Oh,
Rolex. So my brother, he wears a day date, and I'm looking for a dial for him. And my
Which
sister, she
style?
has
Which dial, Sud? Which dial
a
is it?
green dial. Green, you know, the 118238 used to come with green dial for a limited period of time. Uh,
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. And they stopped it, didn't they?
yeah, I used to have, and I used to have two of them, two green dials. One of the watchmakers, he, destroyed one of my dials. I
Oh, how
don't
did you
know.
do that? What happened?
I gave the watch, it
In
was a long
Pakistan, they
story.
sad.
I'm just
In
gonna have a
Pakistan,
quick
In,
toilet break. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
sad.
you know what
Watchmaker in
happened?
Pakistan.
Yes, in
What happened?
Pakistan, what happened was I bought a bezel, an aftermarket bezel, diamond bezel from United Arab Emirates from Dubai. I installed it there, and as you know, with the aftermarket parts, they are not very good. So what happened was somehow water got leaked inside, and didn't knew, and the dial had water spots on it, right?
Yeah.
So I took that watch to the watchmaker local in my city, and he told me that the dial has water spots and it is destroyed. And I said, "What's the problem? Can I see it?" And there I found out that my watch, maker, he put some green color on the spots, just to make it little bit less visible.
Mm.
And this is how he destroyed the dial. I told him that this is a sunburst dial, and you cannot repair it like that. So, and I still have photographs of that destroyed dial. So this is how one of my dials got destroyed. Then luckily I went to Rolex service center, and one of my day dates I told them to, um, in 2018 they still were manufacturing that green dial. So I told them to, if they can replace the champagne diamond dial for me for green, and and did that, even though it took them 2 months to take that watch to Switzerland
That is
from
nice.
Dubai and swap the dial for it. Anyway, so now I have just one green dial. I'm looking for as many green dials as I have, because it is green is my favorite color. And I learned it the hard way. You never should have anything aftermarket on your watches. I don't know it.
Well,
Uh,
to be honest with you, he didn't vacuum test. So he didn't vacuum test. He didn't pressure test from 30 meters to 100 meters, and he didn't condensation test. He should have done that. If he'd done that, then it would have been able to seal the watch using a thicker glass gasket. So, but he didn't
even
wet test
even
it.
though I asked him this, the guy, when he was fixing that bezel, I asked him this, that kindly checked whether this bezel is 100% seal proof or not. And he told me he will check it for me, and I'm 100% sure he didn't do it, because within 5 minutes time, and he gave the watch back to me with a new bezel, right?
Yeah, it's yeah. Look, this is the problem. Let me give you an idea. Even if I can water seal a watch with an aftermarket diamond bezel, I will state on the invoice this has been checked from 30 meters to 100 meters and passes all the checks. I'll put that in writing. However, due to it being a non-original bezel, I cannot warranty it. So the onus is on the customer. And the reason why I do that is because you are putting your warranty all relies on that bezel. Because if that bezel cracks, which they do, or if it
I
snaps
see.
in a weak point, which they can do, which happens, that means that all the work that you've done to the watch can almost come to nothing in terms of all of a sudden condensation gets in, moisture gets in.
So it was
And then,
sealed for the moment, but it might lose its seal later on.
yeah, you cannot. It's very difficult to warranty against non-original bezels because they play a big factor in the case of sealing the case. So you have to be really cautious. Look, even Rolex now, if your watch is over 20, 25 years old, they don't chronometer rate it. They don't give you warranty for chronometer rating or sealing. They don't, which is understandable because it's almost 20, 25 years old. If you're looking for a watch that you want to use for diving, okay, make sure that it does seal and you get a receipt. But just bear in mind that the watch is over 20, 25 years old. You know what are you
But
expecting?
this hobby,
you
we
know?
expect so they expect so much. They expect so much.
I got one customer that sent me an essay. This was almost 10 years ago. He sent me an essay, a graph from Monday to Sunday for 6 months on the timekeeping of his watch.
Yes.
Perpetual time. I heard that there is watches that get magnetized in certain level that you cannot fix them. It makes sense?
There's only once I've ever heard that to be true. Only
Here we
once I
go.
heard, and
Here we go. This is from ER. ER. Thank you so much. Just flick this onto
Nice.
Nathan. Belated happy birthday, Nathan. Got to get back to work, Arch. Thank you, ER. We'll catch the rest of the show later. Thank you so much. What a cool lady, and thank you so much. I certainly will do that. Thank you, ER. You are great. Watch fan, £1.80. Are vintage Omega 611 parts readily available? No. Nothing's available.
Yeah, because the story that I told, I heard from Federico once that he said that he got a watch that wasn't repairable, so basically because of magnetism. So,
what watch was it? Can I ask? What watch was it?
I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a Rolex. It was something else.
But it had to be under severe magnetism, not to
Yeah,
be
that
able
sounds
to.
really quite nasty there. I got to tell you, perpetual time, just to give you guys an example. I had a Cartier quartz for my wife. This was a solid gold Cartier quartz Banois. I bought it off eBay and I sent it. I immediately take it to my watchmaker. Any quartz watch, I like to change the battery straight away. Okay. Because you never know what the quality of the battery is. Because a lot of quartz damage can happen by batteries leaking or whatever. So I always like to say, right, I'll change it as soon as I get the watch. I took it to my watchmaker and he said, Paul, we got a problem here. Because it had gold screws, because it was a solid gold watch, solid gold case.
Mm.
One of the screws had broken and the watchmaker had glued it into place.
Oh, wow.
He said, we got a problem here, Paul. He said, I can take it out. I don't have any. And so basically what I did was I sent it to Cartier. They did a service, which they charged me for it, but they didn't even mention the fact that one of the screws was stuffed.
You know why they didn't mention it?
Why is that?
Because it's very common.
Ah,
Very common. The glue part I don't know about, but a lot of people take their watches to certain people that don't have sharp screwdriver blades. If you don't have a sharp screwdriver blade and you're unscrewing an 18 karat gold screw, you're going to bruise it. And then as time goes by, the blade, the slot for the screw turns into nothing, and then it comes into my workshop and it just becomes a nightmare. It's
18 karat screw is horrible.
Anyhow, I got it. That's what sometimes you've got to be aware of this. I normally wouldn't repair it through Cartier. I wouldn't get a service. It's so expensive. But you know what? Sometimes you can sneak it through there and they'll get the repair done, because he didn't have access to a replacement screw. I didn't really want a Cartier screw being used. I just said, right, I'll take care of it. That's fine. And it worked out our way, because the watch is worth thousands of dollars. So it's quite okay. You know, you've got to accept this. When you're dealing with expensive items, you can't always be cheap ass. You've got to understand. Let me say this to you, perpetual time. You know, people I love my Pateks, right? This hobby, this is not always about money. People think I'm just completely ruthless. But, you know, what happened to me is, what happened to me was I got my Cartier. I took it to the Australian service. So I took it to an Australian dealer. I'll get that just very quickly. 24 FPS, $2. What's your opinion on Mont Blanc Heritage ball pen? I love them. I think Mont Blanc makes great pens. I don't particularly have much respect for their watches. They took over Movana. I think it was, who was it? They took over just a real
Movado.
average. No, not Movado. Nomura. It was just a no-name kind of Swiss house. They took over, which became their watchmaking. It was nothing really that special, to be honest with you. But I think the thing is, I'm telling you the story. The guy wanted, the dealer wanted $900 if I didn't go ahead with the quote, £400 if I didn't go ahead with the quote. And I thought, that's ridiculous. I ended up flying the watch to Hong Kong, got it serviced, had to fly back to pick it up. And then when I got it back to Australia, the rotor got stuck. So then I had to take it back. This time I took it to Singapore Service Center. They actually serviced it again under warranty. And that's how it is. I had to fly there and do that. That's how it is in this hobby. You don't always, with a brand like Patek, which is quite specialized, in a country like Australia, we're really a small market. There we go. Minerva. There we go, Sard. It's Minerva, which is just a bullshit brand, to be honest with you. It's like a doxer. It's like they're just kind of a very general. But what I'm trying to tell you is that that's how it is. This is how it is. You want these watches. You can't just expect it to be simple and cookie cutter. If you want to have specialized type things, you've got to sometimes eat the shit sandwich and get it fixed and service it, and it's not always cheap. That's how it is. This hobby's expensive.
I think it's really important that you own the watch. Don't let the watch own you, because people lose their mind over their watch collection, or it causes them a lot of anxiety and stress, to the point where the experience of buying a relatively good or a good bargain watch may cause a problem for them to own the watch, in terms of, because of the way they bought it, they've always questionable about its real authenticity, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? Or there's people that are too trusting and just buy from their mate because he has a big house a watch that ends up being fake 2-3 years down the line. So you'd be surprised how many people buy watches just because of.
But then they go back to their mate.
Yeah, and the mate's disappeared, or he's saying, well, the one I sold you was real. Yeah.
Good point.
I'll tell you, before I go, because I've got to go, because I've got like,
yep, it's late.
Before I go, I'll tell you a story. There was a customer that Instagrammed me saying he wanted his Rolex Submariner servicing. So he only recently bought it. So I said to him, okay, send me some pictures. The pictures he sent me proven that the watch was badly damaged, in terms of it's not been well looked after, bracelet was stretched. And I said, look, it's going to cost too much for you to restore this watch back to almost its original condition. It'll make more sense of you to get out of it. I'm being honest with you, I said. He goes, okay, that's no problem. Anyway, 3 or 4 days later, he said, I found a buyer for the watch. I was like, wow, that's quick. Now, before I mention about the buyer of the watch, he bought this watch off Facebook. And he tried to take it back to the person, because he only had it for less than 2 weeks. And the person said, no, I'm not giving you a refund. So he decided to go and sell it privately.
Sure.
So anyway, he told me, I'm going to meet the guy tonight. And then he disappeared. I didn't hear from him. And then days after, he was held up at knife point and the watch was taken off him. The problem is that he bought the watch initially from Facebook and he decided to sell it on Gumtree. Gumtree is. I don't know if you know what Gumtree is.
We've got Gumtree in Australia. It's like Craigslist for you
Yeah.
Americans. It's like a Craigslist. It's basically it's owned by eBay. Did you know Gumtree is actually owned by
it's owned by
eBay?
eBay.
It's a trading platform, okay? And now it doesn't mean Gumtree's bad. What it means is sometimes there are criminals there, of course, who target suckers, and they find them on Gumtree selling expensive goods. They turn up with a knife and sort of ask for your goods back. Dirty Harry would have pulled out a what's his name, and it would be the end of that. But keep going with your Sard would have pulled out a Purdy. Sard has a few Purdies.
What, as in Purdy shotguns?
Yes.
Oh,
Sard
does he collect Oh,
Yes.
really? Well, it's funny because
Yeah.
I've got the police coming to me on Tuesday for my gun, for my firearm certificate to interview me.
Oh, have you got one, or you want to get a firearm
No,
certificate?
I grew up with guns.
see.
My father brought me up with shotguns, all types, and my first.
Oh, you want to
cousin
get a
was-
gun license now, do you?
Yeah, my first cousin was a European champion as well.
Yes.
For many years.
Actually, Sard's father was a renowned champion as well.
Oh,
I think
really?
he even went to the Olympics, but let's not dwell on it too much.
But just going back to this story, so he unfortunately was held up at knife point. He obviously is very upset. They managed to catch the culprit.
Oh, they did. They caught him. The police caught him.
They caught him, yeah.
Jesus Christ! If you listen to Paul Thorpe, they don't catch anyone.
They don't, but he was lucky. So he had previous, so he went away for 5-6 years. The problem
Get
is
his watch back?
No. The problem is that there was too much trust there. You sell a watch on Gumtree and you turn up with the watch, you're asking for problems. You buy a watch off Facebook, you're asking for problems. These are bad decisions. You need,
what the problem is? He's, instead of buying it from a good dealer and saying to a dealer, look, I want one of these, it would cost a bit more. I tell you who had a story just very quickly. Doc BBC, $2. Mr. P Time is first-rate stand-up guy. Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree. I love him.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
I don't love him enough to wake up at 3:30 a.m.
What did the one? Can we allowed to just see what the other one said? Sorry, let me just have a look.
Archie, but this happened when people see the prices of the watches and they want the biggest amount for to sell the watch. That's why they go great
But
deals.
let me tell you this: my
like
good
that.
friend Jamie Opulence, he bought from Chrono 24, so not even a Gumtree or a Craigslist, Chrono 24, and it turned out he sent it to Rolex because the bezel was fading, and it was a super fake, and he'd left it for like a year or two, and then it's sometimes you've got to be so careful when you are buying or selling these type of things. You have to be careful.
That's why I offer a service for private individuals and collectors, in which if they see a watch that they like, they can speak to the person and say, look, Alexandros Foti at Perpetual Time, you can see his references, his qualifications, his Trustpilot reviews. You can ring up the WASTEP, the BHI, the Guild, which I'm part of. If you book in the watch as a service, he will verify the watch for me. He will send out a verification form to yourself and the potential buyer. If I'm happy with that report, then I keep hold of the watch. They do their bank transfer, and then the watch is released. I've done this for many people, even to the point where people don't even know who I am, and they still send me the watch or they still bring it down.
And what about I think eBay certification?
Actually, I just made a video about that. eBay's got this new authentication program, and I don't know what your views on it is, Alex, but my view is, you know what I feel about eBay? I think they are ridiculous. Okay, I'm not very impressed with eBay. Number one, there is no phone number to ring eBay. That eBay pretends to be your friend. They ain't your friend.
So basically, you still screw up with the authentication.
Well, they've got a verification program now. But I honestly, they don't put any name. These are faceless people. I wouldn't want to have them touching my stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I got to be honest with you there. I think it's concerning, but anyhow,
You don't know who's looking at the watch. That's the problem.
eBay uses the cheapest possible people possible. I mean, this is the whole problem with eBay. They're faceless men. Anybody who's half decent, like if they said to you, Alex, we want you to be an eBay reviewer, the money they would pay would be the cheapest possible. You think, well, I can earn more money in my own business. Anyone who's decent won't do that sort of work.
Well, look, I'm fortunate enough to work.
Here we go. Thomas G, £2, €2. Can super fakes have correct serial numbers? Well, they can have correct serial numbers if they copy it off a real one.
Yeah.
Definitely can do that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people make the mistake of checking the serial numbers on the likes of the watch register and assuming because it's not on the watch register that it's not stolen and it's not fake. It doesn't work like that.
No,
but
I have a question for you. How you see artists of Geneva, for example, modified a Daytona that is completely their own parts? How you call this watch? Fake or custom made, or how you call these kind of watches?
Well, it's custom, isn't it? It's not fake. I can imagine what Rolex must think.
Bamford used to do that. You know Bamford? Have you ever had a Bamford?
No, but Bamford stopped doing it on Rolex because I think he must have had some legal situation. If you remember, he used to do it on Rolex.
He sold out to LVMH.
Yeah, but this kind of watch is going to go to him because they cannot go to Rolex.
I think he's that Bamford. That's from JCB. You know the tractor. His family was
a great grandson, isn't he? I think he's a great grandson or something.
So he actually sold that Bamford part of the business, the watch customization business to because they own Tag Heuer,
LVMH.
They own Zenith, and LVMH. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there.
One of the richest men in the world, isn't he? The guy that owns it.
Yeah, Bernard Arnault. You know,
he's so rich that he put most of he gave a lot of money to the building that was burned down in France, wasn't it? In Paris?
Yes, the cathedral.
Yeah.
But I think if I have a belt for the Rolex, I'm definitely going to go to the perpetual time to repair it because I cannot take nowhere else.
But you know, I got to be honest with you, Alex. It's a very tricky thing. This whole world with watches, you've got to take common sense precautions. You've got to be careful with any of these transactions. There's a lot of dodgy geezers around. This is how it is. And I've got to say, you know, you sometimes many people, they get themselves into serious problems. The UK seems to have a lot more villains than the rest of the world there.
Yeah, it's a big problem. And that's why next year, I've not announced it yet, but next year we'll be setting up something that will change all of this. That it will be difficult, if not impossible, for criminals to sell fakes or anything that's not as described. So I'm looking forward to that. This means a lot to me because this is what I've been working for many years, to stop all this nonsense.
Yeah. By the way, I heard also that today, if you steal a bag of diamonds, they become like shiny glasses for you, basically. Because so something like that would be nice to do with the watches, you know, that they become completely useless if you steal them.
Yeah, of course. And this is what we want, you know. It's important because there's many people, and it breaks my heart when they come in to see me, say, Alex, can you service my watch? And I'll say, look, do you realize that the dial is non-original and the bezel's non-original, the bracelet's non-original, and they're shocked because they walking around and they still manage to get it insured. I don't know how. Walking around thinking that watch that was given to them or that they bought for their graduation or was, you know, bought by their parents, etc.
But the whole problem is, you know, you look at this is sometimes I really cringe. People say to me, how do I get a Rolex? Like someone said to me, oh, my husband's 50th coming up. I'd love to get him a Submariner. He's always wanted a Submariner. and you think to say, I want to get him a new one. I want it to be his one. I'm thinking, honey, you don't understand the fucking market. You cannot go. In some ways, I really wish Rolex prices at the AD were double and they had stock available. I really think we'd be in a better position where you could buy the pieces. They don't. They have this fake lists. You know how these fake lists work in my country is basically you buy enough other garbage, you get the good stuff. Okay? And
Yeah.
I got to
I
tell you,
mean,
you have to spend a lot of money to get a Panda. It's like $500,000.
I think the trick is never to sell a watch to your friends and family, because I once had a friend who wanted one of those Rolex day dates on a meteorite dial. I forgot the reference number, and I managed to find him one through a good supplier of mine.
Yeah.
And the supplier was giving it to him at an excellent price, and he gave me those words that I can't stand. Do you know what they are?
What's that?
Do you want to hear
Archie,
it?
somebody wants you to drop the link.
Okay, what's the words
wanna-
that you can't stand?
Do you want to hear the words? You're gonna. I
Yes,
don't know if
yes,
you've heard this
yes.
before. I want my name on the warranty card. And I said, it doesn't work like that. Whether it's your name or Barbara Streisand's name, it's irrelevant. And they don't put the name on the warranty card anyway. And what happened was he messed me around and he missed out on that.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
He went so cheap that I then saw the same watch go on to one of the.
How do you mean he went so cheap? What do you mean by he went? Sorry, what?
No, sorry. I gave it to him. I was giving it to him at my price, as in I wasn't willing to put any money on it. But because it was at such an affordable, well, not affordable, it was such a good price that the dealer was he was upset with me because he actually bought it in for me before he took any money off me, because I'm a good customer of his. The same watch sold on a WhatsApp forum, forum that we use for all dealers. It sold for more than what my friend was getting at.
Wow.
Sure. But
A
you
lot
know what?
more.
Let me explain a few things to you, okay? Number one is when you sell to friends or family, you always put big margin on because they're a fucking pain in the ass. Number one rule, okay? If you are selling to friends or family, you always put extra margin on because they're a pain in the ass. And the second thing is, right, realistically, you know, customers are very difficult. This is I'll be honest with you. There's nothing worse. Like I got a few contacts I know in the watch game. You see it all the time. I'm not going to name names, but they're running a shop, expensive high street store. This arrogant Chinese bitch comes in. You have this. You have this. You have this. Pointing at a phone. They're pointing either a fucking Panda, a Cermet, a Batman, a Pepsi, or a 5711. You have this. Look, no, we don't have this, honey. You know, and then you have customers who I want new. Well, you know, then they say, why are your prices higher than you got to explain and educate them. See,
look, the Chinese are like, no disrespect, but they used to be like a lot of them used to come from China to the UK and do that. We don't I don't because of I don't know if there's difference in laws now, but I don't really see it as much now.
Well, COVID, they're not flying anywhere.
Well, even before COVID, I didn't, you know, because they buy a lot of stuff here and then they get the tax back off it. And look, you know, it's just selling stuff. I mean, I had one particular person that I've known for many years, and this particular person was after certain diamonds, and I promised myself, because she's married to one of my relations. I don't want to say too much because she might figure out it's her. I gave her the diamonds at cost, and she said, Alex, they can't be real. They're too cheap. Where'd you go with that?
Well, you know, the truth of the matter is, you just look. The problem is this. Let me say this to you: don't sell to friends or family if it's always been a big hassle. You know, I got to be honest with you there. A lot of like the whole watch market, I cringe now. People say to me, "What should I do? How do I?" They don't understand the game. You can spend basically, you spend
But that
half
you
an
don't,
hour.
you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain. I have a friend that when they come to him, actually, he have what? They ask, how come you sell more expensive than retail? And I think it was a watch, let's say for 20. He said,
Yeah.
you know what? It's true. Go to Rolex, give the watch to me, I buy from you for 17.
Yeah.
He said, how doesn't matter. Go buy it.
Yeah,
Bring
no,
it here.
you get
I
so
don't
many.
need to explain.
You know, it's funny. People think, you know, with me, to be honest with you, they think they think that I really care if they buy Rolex or not. You know, I really don't give a shit what you buy. You know, that I don't get a kickback or a commission from Rolex. I get fuck all. And to be completely honest with you, I don't give a shit what's somebody. Yeah, I had a friend of a friend. There's a nice little dog there. I had a friend of a friend who said, "Oh, so and so is getting a perpetual calendar Patek. It's going to be so." You know, I said to him, "I don't give a fuck. It's not my money. It's not my watch. What the fuck do I care?"
Can I
I
tell you a
really couldn't
Breitling?
care less.
Can I tell you a Breitling story before I go?
Yes, we love a Breitling story.
So I used to work for a particular company some years back when I was doing my apprenticeship, and they decided to have a shop refit. So I got invited to it. So I went to the shop refit, and they had laser clay shooting on, indoor laser clay shooting.
Yes.
So they said to me, Alex, don't play on it because you can't win anything, because there was a Frank Muller to be won. And I was like, okay. So anyway, I had a few drinks and I was playing on it, and I was beating everybody. This is not me being arrogant, but I was. And then my boss pulled me. He said, listen, Alex, just stop it, all right? I was like, just leave it. Anyway, so I got off it. And someone else won it, but he ended up not wanting the Frank Muller. He wanted something else, which I find so cheeky. But just after that, my cousin rang me. He said, Alex, have you ate? I went, no. He said, meet me at a Chinese restaurant. So those big Chinese restaurant tables, you know, the circular ones, I'm sat on it. Yeah. And there's a guy that was sat next to me. I didn't know who he was. And he says, your cousin tells me you work at so-and-so. I went, yeah. What do you think of Breitling watches? And I thought, wonder why he's asked me that. Just straight away. I said, I think they're rubbish.
Yes.
He goes, really? Why'd you say that? I was like, oh, who is this person? I went, just in my opinion, I think they're rubbish.
Sure.
You know, somebody once came to Archie with a super, no, it was pay review. I remember that. Listen to that. I think it was last year. He said, Archie, I want to buy a Breitling, I think it was Breitling perpetual calendar in gold for almost $60,000. And I remember Archie's face. He's like, what?
Well, this guy,
I think I remember this story here because he went back, Alex, to your boss and said one of the guys who works for you said these watches are shit.
Yeah.
And it's really quite embarrassing. It put a lot of pressure on you. It put you into a bad position.
But it gets worse. It was Ryan Giggs who's the famous Man United footballer, who bought 25 Breitlings, and he now wanted to give them back because of what I said. And they managed to persuade him
out of it.
Yeah. So
holy shit.
My boss always said to me,
don't say that again.
Don't ever judge a book by its cover. And whatever we sell, I don't care if it's Gucci or whatever, do not, even if you're out of work. And I thought, oh, okay. But yeah, that was a close shave, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sad story there. They could have easily got rid of you, couldn't they? That's the sad thing.
I don't know if it would be a sackable offense because it's by opinion, but looking back, I probably wasn't. I would never give my opinion on that. Now I can say whatever I want because I don't work for Breitling.
Archie will never respect me with a $60,000 perpetual calendar Breitling.
Well, I gotta tell you, I don't hate Breitling. I don't hate Breitling. I think in many ways they're
But he
Breitling.
lost tons of money for this. Tons. I mean, you're going to...
Look. The funny thing is they use the Breitling movement. That is actually, you know, that perpetual calendar. I think that's a 7750 base movement.
Mm.
They turn it into a
Fantastic movement. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's incredible. Breitling itself, I've got to tell you, I think if somebody wants a watch, I love the Super Ocean Heritage. I
Yeah.
think they're a great watch. And let's face it, Tudor is in bed with Breitling now with some swaps. Tudor wouldn't get involved. Tudor is Rolex. They wouldn't get involved with Breitling if they were a garbage brand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a
And-
beautiful Tag Heuer Monaco on that collecting watches auction at the moment. It's on there now. Beautiful, brand new 2021. It's been auctioned.
You know what? I got to tell you, the Monaco itself, I had the Caliber 11, a modern, reissue one. They're actually a really nice.
Mm.
It was a nice. I had the blue, that bluey 70s blue.
Yeah.
You said a lot of girls used to jump on you when you used to wear that watch.
Exactly. That was a great watch. I loved it. It's a very iconic watch. I especially liked it because it had the Caliber 11's got the pushers and the crown opposite sides, because it's a module. That was a module chronograph,
Yeah, and also when you activate the chronograph, the seconds they slowly move. It doesn't jump.
Yeah, it's a module, 2892 module. Yeah, which is not easy.
But I got to tell you, man, it's the whole watch game itself. What do you think, man? What do you think? So many people don't understand the rules. They think the worst thing I've ever seen is I paid so much money for this watch. Surely it's waterproof.
Yeah. I've heard all these things.
God.
It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. Exactly.
No.
Rolex, what do you do when family comes to you and says, Rolex, why is it, I want to get a Rolex, but your prices are more than, what do you say? Go and get it. That's what Marcelo's given the tip there. Go and get it. Go and get it. And bring it back.
Sell it to me. I buy it for more money than the retail.
Exactly. It's very, I wish Rolex put the prices up and there were stock available in the store. I really wish. But the problem is if they did that, maybe then the prices would double and there'd still be no stock in the store. Who knows?
Exactly.
That's the danger. And it would make it worse because people would say Rolex doubles the prices. We're gonna, people would want it more. We
will create a boomerang effect, even worse.
Exactly. Alex, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Nice to meet you all.
It's nice to have you. Look, I just can't wake up at 3:30 a.m. anymore.
No. I don't expect you to. Don't worry about it. I mean,
what time is it now in the UK?
It's almost 1 o'clock, 1 in the morning.
I'll let you
now.
go. You go and have a sleep, okay?
Cheers. Thank you for having me on. Nice to meet you all.
Go and put that sleeping bag down and have a sleep in the workshop.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
You should have you need a comfy sofa, like a nice 3-seater sofa. You just put a pillow and a blanket on and.
How do you know? How do you know I don't have one?
You have nice muscles. Look at that.
He's a very strong man, this guy.
I try and train as much as possible because I try and train the mind and the body, so
no worries, Alex. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Time.
Nice to meet you all.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Next super chat, Divine Insurgent, $5. Archie, which Breitling Navitimer do you like the most? There's a lot of models.
One before.
One before that. Okay, let's have a look here. Here we go. We've got Absolute Bore, $2. Good show. Thank you. Absolute
a green one.
Bore. And we've also got the green one. Let me find it. Here we go. Oh, that's Divine Insurgents, actually. That's the green one. Here we go. Divine Insurgents. Which Breitling, Archie, which Breitling Navitimer do you like most? There's a lot of models, but can you choose one that you like? Look, I tell you honestly, I had an old Navitimer too, which was actually based on a Valjoux 7750. The way you could tell it was an old Navitimer was that it had the date at 3, and it had the eyes. The registers were 6, 9, and 12. and it had the date at 3. Now, that's called the old Navi Timer 2. I got it because it was cheap. It was available. I had a black dial one, and it had the bracelet, the beautiful sort of. It's not like it's like a 5-link bracelet.
Yeah, the bracelet look beautiful. It's almost like silk. It's very comfortable.
I got to tell you, I really liked it. I really liked my Breitling. It's kind of like a passion, it's like a secret desire, a forbidden fruit, because you think, oh, it's only a Valjoux movement. But I really liked it. But I got to tell you, I honestly say with Breitling, I think the B01, I like that kind of in-house movements they've done there.
Yeah,
I like
actually,
also, what I really love is that new Type 20. They've got a new type. Doc has got one of those. It's a Type 20 people remember from the Breguet.
Type 20 Breitling now.
Yeah, but the Breitling's got a type, because Type 20 was it was apparently a French contractor had to make it a certain spec, and Breitling did one as well. They're quite. I got to be honest with you.
Could we have a picture of it? I mean, could we
let's
see?
call it up here. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Right, I'm just going to go onto Chrono 24. Let's have a look here. Let's just call up.
You believe the Breitling going to be loved again? I mean, it might be.
Well, look. Let's have a look here. Breitling Navi timers. What do we got here? Okay, so this is. I like the B01. I think they're quite a cool way to go here. This here, the other one, the Navi timer, they also got the Cosmonaut. Cosmonaut?
Yeah.
And the Cosmonaut, it's a 24 hours. The hands go around, the hour hand goes around 24 hours. So it's a little bit unusual. B01, here we go. This was like the Breitling I had. It's called the Breitling Old Navi Timer 2. That's basically the one I had.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so it's got the eyes 6, 12, 6, 9, and 12. And the date
Actually, I think I
love
heard that.
Nice bracelet. That's the type of bracelet. How many links? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 links. Five across there.
Actually, you heard the rumor that I think the movement in that Breitling, I think, was sold also to Zin or something. I think Zin had.
No. Oh no, that was that's a different Zin itself. There, when Breitling went broke, they sold the rights to the Navi timer to Zin.
Yeah.
That's a manual wind movement, because they had Navi timers were manual winds. Just having a look here. I tell you what I like. I gotta tell you, I kind of, the old Navi timer. That's like mine there. Old Navi timer 2. I think that is a.
It's nice. It's still automatic.
That's what mine. I had it on a bracelet. It looked like that. That dial.
I really like that watch.
Super chip.
I like the different placement of the complications.
Now, they also had the Breitling Navi timer, the one that's very popular. Clive's got the reissue. There's what is it? I'm trying to remember the number of it.
Actually, super chip.
One minute. This is the 806. Which is
the only thing that pissed me off about them is the service, the money that they charge for the service.
SR Bell, AC, can you please boot Marcelo? He's okay. We got it. Look, it's a Sunday fun day. He's okay. We'd need a bit more than $2 to boot him. Okay, we'd need a bit more money. One more. So Doc BBC, Breitling Type 20. Released in 1953, Breguet's Type 20 in 1954. There we go. That's from the doc. This is the one Clive the Rancher. I don't know if he's still got it, but this was the original. This here is a reissue. I love it. I think that is one of the more beautiful. They're expensive. They're not cheap in the least. Pre-owned Navitimer vintage. Oh, this is 1950. This is the 806. This they also did a This is an original one, or
This is manual, I think.
I think this
Archie.
is the. Oh, this is. Yeah, the 806. That's the actually that's an original one. They also redid that. The Type 20. I got to tell you, I think the Breitling Navitimer XX. Let's just get that up there. Type 20.
Mm. The prices are not bad. The only thing that pissed me off is the service. They charge like a fortune for a service, especially with this.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Maybe you need to have a good independent. Do you have any good independent watchmakers in Japan, or it's useless?
I think I need to search for them. I never basically looked for one, so I cannot
Is that a
actually
Colt?
answer yet.
Is that a Breitling Colt?
That's the Avenger. That's an Avenger. Here we go. MLMJ, £5. If you want drama whilst an actual watchmaker is on, go to BBC ABC streams. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at this.
This looks almost like a Breitling.
These are the. I'll just have a look. This is the Breitling website. See, that's cheap. That's Aussie. $4,000 US. $4,000. Look. Who knows? Look at this Top Time Shelby Cobra. That's quite a cool looking watch there. These are buy online. These are online purchases. Watches. Let's have a look here. See, they've released all these funky colors, man. The 57 Super Ocean Heritage. Yeah. Men's watches. See, let's have a look. Navitimer. Let's have a look. See, these Navitimers here. This is the reference 806. That's what I was saying. It's the re-edition. I think that's beautiful. Let's have a look. What ones do I like? I like the 46. That's getting a bit big.
Actually, what do you think about the new, Breitling chronomat? Actually, I call them Breitling offshore. They are like the Royal Oak offshore.
Yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of that. Like I like just simple. They use that name Navitimer on everything. They've put that into a lot of. See, this is not. How can this be a Navitimer? Because it's I got to be honest with you. It doesn't have a chronograph. A Navitimer has a. Look at this.
Have a chronograph, yeah.
How can they call that a Navitimer?
Because they changed the CEO, and the CEO tried to go to some vintage.
I know, but that's not a Navitimer. Navitimer is a type of chrono. See, this is the whole thing that they do wrong there. You see what I mean? I kind of. Yeah, I think they realistically. It's annoying how they do that. It's very annoying. I gotta tell you, it's Navitimers, Breitlings. You know what? I really do like in Breitling. I tell you what do you think of those colors, man? What the hell is this? This is like a circus. Look at this, the pastel editions. My God, look at this.
Look, they suffer in the market. They try everything, Arch, now. Everything to see what work. They're shooting everywhere now, and I think it's too much.
Yeah. It's kind of, look at this here. These are $6,000. I mean, that's Aussie dollars. What's that? $5 US.
I think for $6,000 you would offer me something better. Look,
I tell you what, I don't think these are terrible. I don't think they're terrible. What's men's watches? What have they got for men? Men. Look at this. What's this Top Time Chevrolet Corvette?
They're cute.
Yeah, it looks. It's not terrible. Oh, they got a Ford Mustang, a Shelby. What's the Mustang? It's in that green. It's 6,000 US, 7.5 Aussie. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool watch. It is cool. It's very cool. Is it worth that money? I don't know. 7.5 Aussie shit. But You know what? There's no Rolex available. You can't get anything. Ford, the top time Ford Mustang.
This is the Daytona replacement.
That green one
What
is
else do
pretty
they-
cool looking.
Yeah, that's the Ford Mustang one, and
Actually,
then
I
they've
like
got
the red one. The red one.
these here. These are look at this. This is the pistachio. They got a Tourbillon 74,000. Holy shit!
Not that too much. Oh.
You know, like it's just. Let's have a look here. What else have they got that's interesting? I never liked the chronomats. I have never liked the chronomats. Chronomats. Who's that? What's his name? That's that Reeves. Is that Reeves? What's his name? This dude.
You know, actually, the reason I bought the chronomat in 2015, it was I got it used, and I just wanted. I wanted all. I wanted to see what is the most mechanical things I can get in a watch for cheap. So that's why I took it.
I never liked the Avenger. Never really liked the Avenger.
Super cheap.
This is the Endurance Pro. I don't like these. These are quartz, aren't they? They're quartz.
Yeah.
These are quartz. You know, quartz. Here we go. Divine Insurgent, $5. Check out the Top Time Deuce edition. Deuce Thoughts. Okay, we will bring that up there. Let's bring that up.
You know, actually, the colorful ones that
I
you
like
showed,
these. These look cool. I like these. These look nice. So that's a.
You know what you remind me for a second?
Heritage.
You
What's
remind
that?
me for a second what Tag Heuer did in the 80s with the crazy colorful watches that they tried to
Yeah, with
release
the
there.
plastic insert,
Yeah.
you know, plastic stuff. That's right, the 80s.
Mm.
I don't know, Super Ocean by itself. Yeah, that's you know, for this money. What do you think of that as a car? Australian edition. Look, Australian edition.
Oh wow, this is my hook in Breitling.
Yeah, so that's.
Oh my
It's-
god.
It's kind of that's the Australian colours, green and gold. See, green and gold.
Actually, they're shooting everywhere. They're shooting everywhere. They're crazy.
Yeah,
Very
they're
hulkish.
shooting, certainly shooting everywhere. Yeah, it's okay, I suppose. It's sort of. I don't mind these here. This is the Aviator. This is the one I was trying to find. The 765. This is it.
Archie, somebody like you already also over 12 years in YouTube talking watches, so much experience with watches. If I would ask you advice as a CEO of Breitling today, you wouldn't do that. You would release, I think you would reduce a lot of pieces, right? I mean, to clean them up.
Look, I got to be honest with you. They were taken over by. Look at this. This is the 7.6. This is the one Doc was talking about. I actually think this is amazing. The price 11 Aussie. You know what? That's what's that 8,000 US. It's still a lot of money.
Aren't
8,000.
Tudor and Breitling collaborating on using the same movement these days?
Yeah, they do. They do a swap. Saad, how are you?
Yes, sir.
How many KFC chicken pieces can you eat in one go, Archie?
I haven't actually. I try not to eat any. You know that. I try and stay away from KFC. It's not good for you, Saad. You know that.
But how many can you eat? How many pieces in one go? I'm just checking out myself, my potential, comparing it with you.
7, 8, 9.
In one,
Are we
bucket,
talking breast or wing? It's legs, drumstick, or are we talking the breast part?
let's suppose you get the bucket of 9
The
pieces.
whole packet.
I could eat the
Yes.
whole bucket.
Marcelo,
Yeah.
please don't interfere. This is a serious question.
Yeah, I think I could have the whole bucket.
Or the whole
If I
bucket,
would-
and then once the bucket is finished, then after that, what else?
The chips.
Okay.
I also like the corn too. You know the corn they have at KFC.
Yes, corn on the cob.
I love KFC.
I don't like their mashed potato. I don't like that because I think it's reconstituted. I don't like that. It's not very good for you.
You like the coleslaw? Coleslaw, come with the coleslaw also.
No, I never really liked the coleslaw. No, just throw that
Yeah,
out.
I didn't like the coleslaw either.
Marcelo,
Yeah.
we are not goat. We are not goat that we eat coleslaw and those kind of things. Okay.
Exactly. I gotta tell you, what do you like, original or hot and spicy?
I like
Original.
the original
Original.
all the way.
Yeah, I didn't mind the hot and spicy. You know, the funny thing is, in Thailand, they sell KFC with rice.
Yes, here in Pakistan we also have. We call it rice and spice.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And they have spicy and extra spicy. I don't think they have the original in Thailand. It's always spicy, I think.
When I was in France, I went to McDonald's and the Big Mac had corn in it.
Ah, you're joking.
No, it had corn all over it. Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was weird.
In Australia, you can get McDonald's with pineapple, by the way.
Oh, no. They're not big on pineapple. That's a horrible. Pineapple is made for fruit juice. You know this? That's all it's made for.
But Archie, I used to get hamburger in Australia with pineapple.
Pineapple. You like pineapple?
No,
like
I used to take it out.
I like pineapple, yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You never put pineapple. You're not supposed to cook with pineapple.
You know, they say pineapple's supposed to make your cum taste good.
Wow. Here we go. Top Time Deuce limited edition. This is the one the guy was talking about. What do I think? It's co-designed with Australian lifestyle brand Deuce X Machina, the custom motorcycle and surf outfitter.
That's
Interesting.
a nice looking watch.
It is indeed. It's geez,
I
they
like
seem to have
that.
a lot of projects. Yeah, that's kind of funky, actually. You know, I got to be
I like
honest,
the
it's
little red
nothing.
spot.
No, you would reduce a lot of the projects, Archie. Huh? I mean, it's too much.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's who knows?
That's sharp.
It is very sharp, isn't it?
The
It's a
lugs
nice
are really
watch.
cool on that watch.
Guys, I've been drinking water. I need to go for another toilet break. I will be back.
Mike the Snake. That is why Diego asks people to eat pineapple all the time, right? This is why. Huh?
Sal, what is your taking on Breitling?
No, it's
By
just
the way,
something I heard from a couple of different people, and I saw it on YouTube as well. Apparently, eating pineapple is supposed to make your jizz taste better, according to the women.
Yeah, a few days back, Diego called me that please have a few, kgs of pineapple and then come to me. So I couldn't understand. Now I understand, that is why he told me to eat pineapple.
Yeah.
Marcelo, did he tell you the same thing?
Yeah, he told me also. He told me that for somebody famous as him in YouTube, that my YouTube production is not good enough.
Okay. And did he tell you to eat pineapple?
I think I should eat pineapple to improve my video skills. I think this is what he meant.
You must eat pineapple before going to him, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm getting tired of the pineapple. Wow.
Mike the Snake is a great guy, I love your race car, Pantera.
Oh, thank you.
It resembled that. You remember the Porsche Moby Dick?
Oh yeah. The
what was it called? 949 or
It was
something?
a
I don't remember.
930. 930. It was the
930.
turbo. It was a turbo 911 with the big wing and the big flares.
Yes,
Hello.
Well,
I'm
exactly.
back. What's going on, guys? Talk to me. What's happening here
maybe
today?
are
Actually,
you
now it's
talking
my turn.
about the rally version, the one they called Moby Dick? Oh, I
Yes.
remember Moby Dick. That's
Oh, yes.
the Tour de the 24 Hours of Le Mans Porsche that had the big long back body.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you remember Penos? Penos also.
yeah. I remember that car.
I got to tell you
Mm.
guys, I actually like this watch. Jokes aside, you know what? It's probably nothing special at this price. It'd be wouldn't be using in-house movement, but I like the color. I think it looks cool. I think it looks really nice. It's cool. I think it's cool. I like the colors. I like a lot about it. Do I want to buy one? Not really, but it's still a cool watch. I got to be honest with you. It is a cool watch. Now, I got to say to you, thank you so much, Saad. I got that beautiful Mont Blanc pen. I'm actually going to be using that pen, Saad. You know
That
this?
is nothing, Archie. I should give you something much better than that.
Saad, don't be silly. It's beautiful. That is a beautiful pen. I want to use it. You know, this is the whole point of having this stuff is to use. And I got to tell you, honestly, the wristwatches, what are you doing, Saad? Are you getting anything else interesting? What's happening in your world there? Oh,
I'm
by the way,
still
the KFC. Do you really want to eat KFC? The Pakistani food is amazing. Why
I love
would you?
KFC. I love KFC, Archie. It is the most delicious food. But you know, after eating KFC, something happens to my stomach. It gets bloated, and you know, I get um, you know, what is it called? Motions, loose motions, or what is it called? I don't know.
Yes.
Either it has that bad oil in it, or they use low quality. I just want to give him give them good quality oil. Can they use
Yes.
the oil that if I provide them oil, can they use that?
Well, it's in a big vat. You need to give them like, 400 liters of the shit. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Rolex
I got to be honest
uses,
with you. In Pakistan, there's such beautiful foods there. You have curries, you have such amazing food. The problem with the KFC is it's the bad oils, and you put a lot of weight on quickly.
Super
That's the
Exactly.
problem. Here we
Very
go.
fast.
Divine Insurgents, $5. KFC used to have potato wedges in the US, but they eliminated them from the menu. I don't know why. Yeah, that's a good question there.
One more.
And Absolute Bore, $2. YouTube advice by Diego Lynch Mob Pack Follower. Thank you indeed there. Tell me this. Any watches coming in? What's on the radar? What do you have
Super
on the
chat.
radar? Super chat. Pine Barren. Arch. Any major risks? The Pine Barren. Arch. Any major risks in buying LV Elza cases on eBay? Can these easily be faked? Condition is all over the place, but it seems though tough to fake an Elza. Thoughts on long-term value? Are they stable? Now, Pine Barren, you know what? The Pine Barren has been so good to me. I don't really want to say too much, but the guy for my birthday, Pine Barren, I'll tell you exactly what he did for me. He gave me a massive, 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 massive donation. I'll tell you exactly. He was very, very kind to me. Let me say that. He gave me $1,000. You know what, Pine Barren?
Wow, nice.
wow.
Contact me at archieluxury72@gmail.com. Before you buy something, I'll tell you my opinion. Okay? Now, I personally, instead of getting the Auser, I would get the Biston. I think the Biston doesn't have the inner tray. I think that inner tray is a pain in the fucking ass. It's easily broken, and it makes the suitcase a bit too wide because it's wider. I would be looking at Bistons. My honest view, Pine Baron, is the bargain in the hard case luggage. I've been following it for, I'd say, I've been following hard case luggage probably 15 to 20 years. Now, the honest truth is, it's starting to rise. It used to be really cheap. You couldn't, it was so fucking, you could buy nice pieces. I bought some suitcases for as little as $1,500. I bought some briefcases. If you're looking for briefcases, you search Louis Vuitton President. Also search Diplomat. Also search Louis Vuitton Trunk. I think there's some bargains. Now, in the suitcases themselves, I reckon the bargain is the President at the moment. They seem to be super. They get a sticky interior. Now, you can actually get it fixed. I just got my gold briefcase back from Vuitton, and it was $295, which is peanuts, to fix that sticky interior. So you can buy them on eBay. They got the sticky interior. You can get them fixed very affordably. In your case, come back to me and I'll tell you. They are hard to fake. I tell you why they're hard to fake. And that's because, I'll just get one for you.
I think because of the stitchings, right? Also.
Brass, stitching, quality, a lot of things.
The hard to fake because of the brass, the hardware, those locks. See, those locks are very hard to fake because it costs a lot of money to make those. And if you get monogram, they will paint them for free. They will paint them for free. I think that you can buy President briefcases. They were about $10,000. They don't actually have them in the Australian catalog. I think they still have them in America. You got to order. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, there's some bargains. eBay has some bargains. So condition, you want to get the best condition you can. Okay, I can tell you that. Some of them present really badly because people haven't polished them up. There's a certain tricks to them. What you want to do is you want to buy one that looks shit in the photos. I'll show you. Let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I bought this one. And I think I paid about $2,500. It came from Japan, and it looked shit. The reason it looked shit was it hadn't been polished. The brass had gone really dull. But it's actually going a little bit dull again because it's been about 4 months ago. But the thing is, this one looked absolutely shit because it had the sticky interior. Now, I just got this back. The sticky interior is inside here. That's where it goes sticky. They replaced the interior for $300. Aussie. So I think my honest opinion, and this one here is virtually unused. No, it's fucking, this is like brand. I wouldn't sell it for 5,000. I think it's worth about 5,000. Okay. Because I fucked around. I did the work. See, I did the work. And you know what? When it came back from Louis Vuitton, they gave me a dust bag as well for it. So if I wanted to sell it, I've had the repair done. I got an extra key cut. It's going to be quite. What's my opinion? Condition. You want to buy the best condition you can. I think there are fakes on eBay, but the giveaway, it's very expensive to make convincing locks like that. They don't look right. Thoughts on long-term value? Pine Barren. They used to be really, really cheap. I'm finding they're getting more expensive. I got Wizard. He bought that briefcase. That was a bargain. See, I can see bargains. He bought that. That was a good buy. Thoughts on long-term value? I don't think they're going cheap. They are very, very expensive to buy from the store new. Very, very expensive. I think a lot of upside. I don't think you'll make a fortune out of them. I don't think you'll make a fortune. But they're cool as fuck because they're so expensive. The briefcases, the suitcases, they're like $10,000 things. I bought all of mine secondhand. The only one I got new was the watch box, which you guys helped raise for me. I think they're
Archie,
fucking beautiful.
can I ask you, in terms
Sure.
of practicality, in terms of, let me ask you step by step. Okay, the size of the suitcase, let's suppose side of the box suitcase, or when you are traveling, the weight of the box, that matters a lot these days. The Pegasus that they offer, we need to have light boxes these days so that the weight, we can carry more stuff in
Okay,
it.
so to stop, for starters, right? You can't check this into the plane because they'll break it. Okay.
Actually, one
Can't
of the
use it. You
one
can't
of the
use it like
suitcases,
that.
one of the
Yes.
suitcases that you have, one is
Yes.
a watch box, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the other one that is not a watch box, could you go to Louis Vuitton and convert it to a watch box?
No, they
Uh,
won't
wh-
do that.
What is the reason? Because of the
That is
work?
too big. How can that be done?
Well,
Can you?
the funny
But the
thing
boxes
is,
are identical. That's why.
the funny thing is, I will tell you, there are some companies. I saw a company in Singapore that actually converts a briefcase into a 12-case watch box.
Wow.
They put the slots in it, but Louis Vuitton will not do that. Okay, they will make custom stuff for you, but they want to charge you a fortune. They want to charge a fortune to do that. Okay, so to be honest with you, the best thing you can do is, I think they're. I'll show you a bit of our collection there. If you like Pine Barren, I'll show you. I'll just get this up on the screen. You can have a
Like
look.
put a third party extra inside the box as a
No.
watch box.
No, I've seen people who've done that, but okay, that's our see, these boxes are slightly different. That's the jewelry box, the watch box, and then there's a little mystery box. Okay, that's how it goes. I'll show you a couple. We've got a few of these here, right? So that's our boxes. See, we had them painted. They paint them for free. You understand this? This is service. This is
Beautiful.
service. Okay.
Can this be removed? This paint can be removed?
No, it can't, because it's varnished. They do it in watercolors, then it's varnished. See, look at this. That's my suitcases. I got 2 Bistons and a President. Okay, that's in monogram. Okay.
Actually, one more super chat from me.
One more super chat. Here we go. The Pine Barren, $10. Arch, I travel with my Alza 70 all the time. I check it in at the counter and collect it at the carousel with everyone else. You can actually, they got covered. The problem is they're made of wood. People often stack other shit on top of it. When it's on a plane, they'll put other shit. If you want to do that, Pine Barren, it's your choice. I personally don't want to do that. I just take a briefcase because I can have that as hand luggage. The briefcase can be, see, I got them painted. Look at this. They were painted for me. See?
One more super chat.
They painted them for me. There's another super chat. Let's have a look here. Lone Star Watch Collector. Israeli wine, bad wine or worst wine? Israeli wine.
Depends what you buy.
Depends how much
depends
you
what you buy.
spend.
Yeah.
And that's Lone Star. We've missed him. He's a very good dude.
Hey, Lone Star, try to check Israel Alexander wines. I think you're going to like that.
I love this 1950s kangaroo. Look at that. Look. How could you not love that on a bag? Hey, they have some beautiful stuff. Look at that. That's my suitcase. So we got one for me. I got the smaller one, and my wife has the other one. See, that's the other one. She's got a Japanese logo, and she's got a little Japanese doll. I don't know why the fuck she wanted that painted on there, but that's what she wanted. Okay. She wanted that doll painted on there. That's what she chose. I chose mine. My wife chose hers. And so that's the suitcase. That's my president briefcase. I got Tokyo and Paris. How could I not have fun with that? Don't you think? Isn't that so cool to check onto a plane?
But this you don't put in the luggage. This you take it with you.
No,
on the
I just
plane.
carry that on. That's hand luggage. Yeah. You can take that on. That's why I go everywhere with that briefcase. I go everywhere. That's my briefcase.
By the way, how heavy is and how much do they complain sometimes for
they're
you
about
for
2
the weight?
kilos. They're 2 kilos.
Okay.
So they're fucking heavy. You know, they're not light. But that suitcase, I use them if you go to a hotel, you're driving.
Now, Archie, the problem is people were not, this is my opinion, people were not jealous of you when you were at Louis Vuitton, but they were very curious and anxious that...
We got champagne. See that? They gave us champagne as well. Look at that. Champagne was served for us. And I didn't have to, this was all done for free. It was amazing. It was amazing.
The thing is, for example, let's suppose if there is a couple sitting and there are three, four suitcases laying like that, and you enter in the shop, what will you think of that couple? A royal family, James Bond type of, couple.
I don't know. I don't know.
That has a serious impact, It is not an ordinary stuff,
You think so?
These are for royal people, royal stuff. No ordinary people cannot buy these things.
Well, I bought them on eBay.
They don't know about that.
Saad, that is fucking food. Look at this, Saad. You see that? That's called a tomahawk steak.
It is good, but the only issue with it is the quantity.
No, this is big.
Guys, you guys starting to piss me off. I'm going to make a steak soon for myself.
Look at this. That steak. That is tomahawk. That is. That cost me, for 2 of these, it cost me $70, Saad.
And once you ate it, did you go back to your home and open the kitchen?
No, this is my home. I cooked. My wife made this at home. We made it ourselves.
Okay,
this was not
beautiful.
Restaurant. This is inside our house. We had this at home.
This is a steak for each one of you guys?
Yes.
It's like a nice
this is
spread.
A lot of meat. Oh my God. Arch.
What?
Be careful. What the hell?
You know what, Start? It was so expensive. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that. This is ribeye fillet, rib on the bone.
Yeah, this is almost 1 kilo.
Yes, that's right.
Eating well.
Yes.
Did it fill you?
You know what, Saad? I couldn't eat it all. That's how full it was.
Yeah, I mean, they basically 1 kilo for him, 1 kilo for the wife. Jesus.
She couldn't eat hers either. So I had that left over the next day.
Are you on diet or what?
Sorry?
Are you on diet or?
Yes, seafood diet. Whatever I see, I eat.
Oh my God.
Fuck the diet, Saad. You know what? Fuck it. I love food. I love tasty fucking food. Okay? I'm not going to eat KFC. I'm going to get fat on this sort of stuff. Okay?
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to put a steak for me soon after the.
Look at this. That's my wife prepare it. There we go. We just cooked the vegetables on the barbecue. Look at this. You tell me.
Just
put butter. Butter going to be.
No, butter. That's going to kill me. That's going to kill me. Look at this. Look at this. How could that not be beautiful? Look at that. That's how big it is. It's the size of your hand. You understand? The size
of my hand.
I am sick of having fucking stingy steaks. I want big steak. You understand?
Marcelo, do you serve steaks that big in your restaurant?
Actually, I
Only
do,
for
of course.
VIPs.
Yeah.
And plus, he'd charge 300 yen, $300 for that sort of steak. And that's a wine from the
Yeah.
Barossa. We had a nice red wine. Look at, and that's crystal. We use crystal glasses.
Nice.
Nice. Was this a
That
special
was for my
occasion
birthday.
dinner?
That was for my birthday. This
Oh,
is for my
okay. Yeah.
birthday.
That's a beautiful spread there.
Actually, for wine like this, you need a decanter, by the way.
Yes, good point. I just show you. Let me just show you. We were in the store, right? They also took photos of us there. They makes you feel like a VVVIP there, you know? And everybody looks strange at you. You know this? They look strange at you.
So it was not jealousy. It was just curiosity.
I don't know. But they not smile. They just frown. Why they frown?
Because you have $50,000 worth of luggage in front of you.
So what? Houses are expensive in my city. $50,000, you get a plastic BMW, you know?
Guys, wait a second. I'm going to show you guys something. Wait a second.
And I never paid retail. Remember this. I bought secondhand.
But people don't know about that, you know. It has an impact, Archie. Even though I'm looking at the photos of these boxes, it has an impact on me. And these boxes actually made me, you know, talk to you. 12 years back, I was looking on ARCHIELUXURY in your videos, you know. What type of guy is this?
Look how perfect the box is. Look how perfect it is. Look at this box.
And you had 12, 13 of these, I remember. Green one. I remember you had the green one.
I don't have the green one. I foolishly sold the green one. I got rid of that. I got rid of the green one. I regret it. Saad, I regret it. Okay? I regret it. I should never have sold it, but I just was downsizing a bit. Sometimes you buy things, sometimes you reduce the collection, sometimes you expand it.
It made me you remember the scene of James Bond's movie for A View to a Kill, where he has lot of Louis Vuitton luggage. I will send you a screenshot of that.
Sure, please do that. That's my free presidents. I got the black one, I got the gold one, and I got the monogram one. I bought all of these on eBay. You know that? I didn't pay full price for them.
Which one is the best for you? Your most favorite of these?
Look, if I'm traveling, it depends what you want. If you want attention, right? The monogram one is amazing, okay? Especially if you're flying business, it's fantastic, right?
Yes.
But I like the black one. The black one to use because it's not so, doesn't scream. You know what I mean? The gold one, if you're a bit casual, the gold one is better. You know, they're different moods. That's what they for, different moods. See, I try and get, if you look at these, I try and get good condition pieces. Now, the monogram one, you can see a bit scuffed because I use it all the time. That's me. I made those scuffs. That's from using it on 20 trips, 50 trips. You understand?
Okay.
Whereas the other two, they're quite
Actually,
nice
this
condition.
This is for all stuff that I think you wanted to know. This is the best Israeli wines that I can recommend. And this is
put it up. Which one's that?
This is the best Israeli wines I can recommend him.
Yes.
This is the Yarden, but this Yarden is Yarden Katzrin. If you can get this one, these bottles go around probably 200, or it depends in what year. This Alexander one is also around 250, $300. This is the Grand Vin. And this one is also about 100 and something, maybe, I think around 200 also. These bottles I sell in my shop between 700 and sometimes even 1,000. I mean, depends in the year.
Wow.
Here we go. Which one? CS, $5. Which one of these did you swing at the poor chap extracting his tooth? That was the monogram one. The monogram one. And I got to tell you, this one here, I got to tell you, these are to be used. I like to use them. They're handy because you can put stuff in them. Nothing can fall out. If you don't open the briefcase, nothing will fall out. You've got to understand. These are sealed.
One more super chat.
And it's got 3 locks. if you seal this, nothing is going to fall out. Do you understand, Saad?
Yes, totally understand.
That's the whole
But the
point
thing
of
is,
this.
Goyard
it's
is an
sealed-
upper class, one step above this brand.
Yes, but the problem is Goyard doesn't make as many things. And I think the Louis Vuitton is easier to live with.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know what Goyard is. Most people don't know what it is. It depends if you want the attention. They know what Louis Vuitton is, you see.
Does Hermes
Yes.
they also make
Hey,
suitcases?
Louis Vuitton, I don't think Goyard, they make a briefcase, but it's not as nice. I think the briefcase, even Hermes, they don't make hard case briefcase. Okay? They don't make that. They don't make that. And I got to tell you, I'll just bring this up here. This is, they're very cool. They're a very cool piece to have. Look, I think these suitcases, you don't have to buy them, right? If you don't like them, you don't have to buy them. But I think
What
as an
model was
investment,
that you that Vincent bought Louis Vuitton briefcase?
that was
But
called
that
a
was also
Serviette
beautiful.
for more. Serviette for more. I had 3 of those in the past. I told Wizard to buy it. It's fucking beautiful. It's very beautiful. I told Wizard to buy that. That's where he got it
Hey,
from. That's why
Archie,
he bought it.
It's Halloween here in America.
Yes. Yes,
and,
yes.
The neighborhood is doing it in group style because of COVID.
Hey, no worries, man. I'll
And,
let you
so
go.
I'm gonna step out because I
No
need
worries,
to, I
Snake.
need to be ready.
We love you, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I
coming
love you
on. We're going to
too.
do another
Thank you
car
for having
show
me
soon,
on.
too. I want to do another car show, too, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, man.
Have a wonderful
Saad,
night.
thank you. Saad,
Take care.
Saad, I got to tell you something. I think Goyard is better. I'll show you what Goyard looks like. I'll just show you, okay? Because this is the end of the show. We can talk about a bit of non-watch stuff, okay, Saad?
Yes.
Let me show you, okay? I want to show you something, okay?
Maybe for me, it's first time I heard about this brand.
Okay, so I got a Goyard Palace trunk. I'll show you this, Saad. Look at this. This is called the Goyard Palace trunk. Okay? And you know what I like about the Goyard Palace trunk is that it actually has the wood on the top there, like the
Oh, wow.
you see
Saigon.
that wood
Yeah.
there? Now, in Louis Vuitton, they do that on the big trunks. You know what I mean? But they don't do it on the suitcase. Does that make sense? Like the Alza or the Biston, see these ones here, they have those wooden lines.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
You see
So
what I mean?
who is more famous in suitcases between the two?
So this is actually called trunk makers, okay? I would say the Goyard. Look, they're probably just as well known. I just want to show you something. Okay, so Saad,
Super
this
jet.
is beautiful. Look at this. This is a beautiful. This is a really. Oh, the fucking thing's not coming up. I wanted to show you this. This is a beautiful. So I just want to show you. Okay. Sorry, super chat. Paul Salesius, $5. Arch, are you in your element? I love this. Hey man, he's a cool guy, Paul. Because he's got the Goyard watch box. You know Paul Salesius?
Okay. Okay.
Now, Goya make also closets?
No,
Everything.
watch box.
No.
Goyard also make pet stuff. Did you know that?
Yes. A special order, whatever you tell
But
them, they can.
I don't really like pets.
Because it look like a closet there.
Now, let me just show you something. So this is the Goyard. Okay, this is the Goyard Palace trunk. I think it's better than the Biston. Okay, I think
Super
it's better.
chat.
But I got to be. Here we go. We got Absolute Bore, $2. Marcelo, your opinion on Incanari Steak Restaurant? Incanari Steak Restaurant.
Personally, not so much familiar with that. Could you give me a bit more details?
And Neo, $10. Hello, humanity. Spent 2.5 hours running around with my nieces begging for candy. I used phrases like pear shape, life is hard, Halloween is tough. I tripled the candy haul. Neo, thank you so much. He's a cool guy. Now, I want to show you something, Sard. They've also got the Goyard briefcase. Let me show you this. I don't know if you've seen the Goyard. It looks like a president. Look at this. That's the Goyard briefcase.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Now,
wanted to buy this, but then I went for the ambassador.
yeah, I got to be honest with you. I think the hard case is where it's at. This is the ambassador. The ambassador is a soft-sided type of case.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive. But I'd be honest with you, Goyard, with Sard. This is fucking amazing. Look at
Now,
these. Look
what
at
to do, Archie? How can I sell my? I have barely used it.
they
The
they
receipt
actually
is on my
retain
name.
value. They retain value very well. You know this, don't you? It's called the Port Documents Manar. This is what it's called. That's what it's called. So it's actually called the Goyard Porte Documents. Got to search the right thing. Documents Manor briefcase. I'm just going to bring this up. Hey, look at this. See, look at these.
One more super chat.
I think they're gorgeous. What do you think? Super chat.
It is.
SR Bell AC. All of this candy caused me to crap my pants. Thank you, AC. There, SR Bell. This one's a bit small. That's a bit small. That's
Yes, this is small size.
It's a small one. I like the bigger one, the fatter one, like the same size as the president's.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. What I love is these colors. You know that this motive. You've got to be royalty to be able to change the motive for your own. They will even. This is all little motive, little pattern. Did you see that? They will change it to your colors, your coat of. I don't particularly. I like that. They're. Look at this. Look at that. That is cool. Isn't
This
is
is
that
proper
cool?
now. This is ultimate. What is the price? $9,000.
I think it's more. I think it's more. Now I got to tell you, the Goyard watch box. Have you seen that?
No.
Now I got the. This is what the Goyard does a 4. Right?
They look beautiful. Actually, the
And they
Goya
also
is
do an
also
8.
difficult to fake.
They also do an 8. Okay. They
Quality
do an
looks.
8. Now it also, the problem is Ben Clymer. You know Ben Clymer from Houdinki. He has this. That fucking strap is a pain in the fucking ass. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Paul Silesius has this one as well. Okay. What they do have, look at this.
Actually,
It's a
this one
special-
is difficult to fake as well.
This is extremely beautiful, Archie.
Yeah.
So
now
antique.
well, the problem is nobody really knows what Goyard is. This is very select market. But you know what? I think the LV one is better. Compare. I don't mean this one. I think is better overall, but for an 8-piece, that one or that there. What do you think? I think the LV one's better.
For the LV, I would say red interior looks better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is these Goyard ones. So the Goyard briefcase, right? I think they're fucking amazing. You know what? And if we go on to, gotta go eBay America, not fucking eBay Australia. eBay Australia has fucking very little. I just want to show you, right? If we search Goyard, this is in America. It's hard to fake this stuff, but there are fakes. Believe you me, there's fucking fake Goyard, that's for sure. I normally search Goyard trunk, Trunck. Now look at this. See, that's actually it's expensive, 14,000. That's like a great coffee table size one. It's not really more expensive than Louis Vuitton trunks.
Actually, do you check here the lock
See that
system the
there's
same? Like
it's
the
very similar. It's very similar, but it's different. This is
Archie,
a
if you
dog
notice
bowl. Look at this
the
dog bowl, 6,400. What do you think
yeah.
for a fucking dog bowl, right?
Mhm.
I tell you honestly, look, see, they want 20 fucking thousand for this briefcase. Look at this, $20 fucking $1,000. I mean,
the suitcase more expensive than the watch.
actually, I spelled it wrong. Goyard Palace. We'll see if we get the trunk up. Goyard. No, they got nothing. Nothing.
This is
Goyard.
what I love about Goyard, you know, so limited. This is what when I was in Dubai, people used to ask me, how did you find this Goyard? You know, you don't have shops there in United Arab Emirates. Don't have shops there. LV, you can find it everywhere.
Yes. There's only 15 stores in the world for Goyard, you know? Goyard trunk.
Goya, they are French also?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. And they started 1 year before Louis Vuitton. Now, I'll show you something. Normally for Vuitton, let's look at this. You were talking about I like the Vuitton Biston. I think the Biston, I think this is better value. Oops, I put an R in there. I just didn't. I think the Biston is best bang per buck. So look at this. That's actually quite nice condition. That one there. That's not a president briefcase. That's actually a suitcase. It's a little bit scratched, but this is from Japan. Is it from Japan? Yeah, Japan. So it's got a little bit of a scratch there on it. I don't like. That's not good enough for me. I would say no.
Goya don't give you a painting service like Louis Vuitton.
They do. They do.
They do?
Yes.
I'm just having a look here. I just have a look. That one's a bit scratched, but look. Let's have a look. That's fucking
like,
beautiful. They want a lot of money for it, but I should have fucking kept my green one. I was fucking stupid to sell. It doesn't matter. You can't keep everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 70 Pine Barrens got 8,500. Fuck they dear. You know what I think is a bargain here? I think is there's no bargains here. I can tell you that. Let's look at Alza. Actually, that's not expensive. What's that? 3,500, 4,000. See, that's not. This one's from Japan. Often these Japanese, they little bit sneaky fuckers. They sell it if they damage it. They little bit. You gotta check everything. You know what I mean? This has got a few. Oh, it's got a bit of a nasty mark on it actually.
Actually, they make also cigar boxes.
Yes, they do. They do. They do. Look, I would say that's not bad. I like that black one. That black one. The white, that was special limited edition. That's quite beautiful.
Check the cigar boxes. It look interesting.
Look, I gotta tell you,
Pegasus. They have started making travel cases. Travel Pegasus.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that?
Pegasus.
Who's Pegasus?
Pegasus.
I'm not a big fan of that one, but let's have a look here. This is the president briefcases. Look at this, $1,500. These are bargains. There's some bargains here. Okay, some of these are a bit scruffy, but that one there for 4.5. Oh, it's expensive. Fuck. Look, but some of these, that's a very rare one. That there for $1,100. That's rare. This one here, $3,000. That's not bad. See, they're starting to go up. They're not as they used to be cheaper.
They
There's
don't damage easy.
See, this one here for under $2, it'll have a sticky interior, but you know what? You can get that fixed. You can get
Archie, using these in year 2021, like having electronics, all sort of laptops and stuff. Do they have compartments and stuff? How can we use them as practical item?
You can't because you're going to scratch it if you do that. These are meant, you know what these are meant for, Saad? Is when you walk in the plane, you're wearing a nice suit. You're right. Me and you, we like our food. We fat, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
We look like, if we're going business, we look like we're gazillionaire.
Is that part
That's
of
the whole idea.
part
The
of
whole
the
idea.
dress?
The whole idea. They don't know. They think you are Tom Cruise or some celebrity, VIP. When you have these presidents there, if you're at the airport, it's just for yourself. You buy this stuff for yourself. You understand?
You look like $1 million with this.
Yeah, it's for you. I enjoy this. I like to travel with a nice briefcase. Look, this is a bargain. Is it Tiger? Fuck.
But then
That's
I
the
will go
same
for
as,
the monogram.
you know what? There's this Tiger. I'll show you something, Saad. You know what? I actually stop that. I was going to show you something here. This is my one. This is similar to my one for sale. Okay, have a look at this. Look at this. This is similar to my one. This is a bargain. Okay, you want to see a bargain? I show you a good. But this isn't. Look at this. See, this here is in US.
Wow.
That's the same as my black one. 3.2. You know, these are fucking expensive. These are fucking. These were over 10,000. Okay, they're over 10,000 new. Look at this.
Super chat.
And it's 3.5, under 3.5. That's a fucking beautiful thing to buy. Little bit of
Totally.
use, yeah, little bit of use, but nothing terrible. For 3,250.
2 super chats. Actually.
I've got one of these. I've got one. I got that myself. You understand? I have the same one. It's a buy. I think that's a good buy. I think that's nice stuff to buy. That is beautiful. Absolute bore, $2. Briefcase, discuss style, throwing competition. Thank you. And absolute bore, $2. Briefcase, discuss style, throwing competition. Yes. Look, you got to buy what you like. You know that? You got to really buy what you like. I tell you this here.
Archie, the scare that on people's face, when they entered to the shop, when you and your wife were sitting in the Louis Vuitton shop, that is something that I enjoy.
Yes.
I want people to be scared of me,
I tell you what, this is a beautiful one. Look at this. This Cotville, they only did it for 1 year for the anniversary of Vuitton. 100-year anniversary, I think. 100 or 125 year. This was in 1996. I think it was 150 years. They did Damia in the hard case. Very, very rare that. That's fucking beautiful. You know what? They had a lot more for sale. It's getting scarcer. I can tell you now, this is getting scarcer. They had a lot more cheaper. Now it's starting to rise. It's starting to rise. Okay. Fuck, I like that. That's 5,500. That's a lot of money. Where the fuck it's in Japan? It's
Archie,
fucking
that
beautiful.
was not jealousy. That was their
No?
inferiority complex. Totally.
Mm.
I understand what they were going through. I understand.
Yes. Yes. Absolute ball. KFC full bucket shot put competition. You know what, Saad? Can I tell you a secret to being thin?
Yeah.
I buy KFC, a bucket. I normally get 5-piece, right? A box,
Okay.
5-piece box.
Yes.
And you know what I'll do? I'll eat it.
Okay.
And spit it out.
And then what happens?
That's what I do. I eat it, take another bite, and spit it into a bucket. All I do is I get my bin and I put a old shopping plastic bag in there and just go.
Yeah, it's
spit it
almost
out.
like eating and puking after it. It's like.
Yeah, but with the puking, the acid can take the enamel off your teeth. No acid because I'm not swallowing. You understand?
Nice pattern. I will
Yeah.
work on
So
this.
Archie,
A sports athlete told me that. You know that? Athlete told me that. That's what they do when they can't
Archie,
eat food.
Archie,
Like they,
Doc
yeah.
Doc BBW told me once that uh, because you are above 6 foot tall, so you actually don't look that bad, you know. Um, and this is what I noticed when you shared your Louis Vuitton boutique photographs. If we notice in the photographs, you don't look fat at all, because of your height, your build, you know,
Look,
your
I tell
endomorph
you,
type.
I think I did put weight on. But you know what, Saad? I don't know anymore. What do I do in life? Well, we've got to make happiness. Do you like food? I love fucking food. Do you like food?
We have food is in our culture, actually. You know, it
I
is
love
part of
food
our
more
culture.
than anything. I think food is one of the most amazing things to eat.
Guys, I'm going to eat soon because of you guys.
Like it
I
is
mean,
sense of accomplishment once I serve my stomach with something, you know, it is accomplishment
yes.
for me.
I
Yeah.
got to tell you, there is. I don't want to eat cheap food. I'll be honest with you. I don't like to eat cheap food. If I'm going to look fat, I need to eat the best of the best. I want lobster with butter, not You know what I mean? Not McDonald's. I don't mind KFC as occasional treat. The problem is they cook it too. You know what? When I had KFC here, I liked the fillet burger. The fillet burger was shit. It just didn't feel like it looked in the ad. In the advert, it looked so beautiful with the lettuce. It looked such shit when I got it in reality. You know what I mean? In the advert, the burger was nice and fluffy, sourdough, and it had nice fillet. But when I got it, it was all squashed together. It felt like shit.
But I'm
And
You know,
and
depends
then
where you buy. I mean, here in
the
Shibuya,
7
KFC
to 8.
tastes like shit. In Megro, it tastes okay. In
I
Ebisu, it's the
actually
best.
tested. I must admit, KFC tastes different in every different country.
Yeah.
But in my
Also
country,
different places, actually. Different
when you
places.
eat the chicken, the bones feel different. They don't feel like normal chicken bones. They must do. You know how they cook KFC? I don't know if you know this. It's pressure cook. Did you know that?
Yeah, of course.
It's pressure, and the bones even feel shit. They don't feel like strong bones. They feel like bones that have been beaten. You understand?
But actually, also depends where in what shop you buy. Not only country, depends in what shop you buy. Some place locations
Yes.
taste different.
You know why it tastes different, Saad?
Yeah.
Different oil. It's the
Also
oil.
possible, yeah.
And some stores change the oil more regularly than the other
You're right.
ones.
Exactly.
That's the reason. And
Yeah.
you've got to go. I like the fresh oil. I want fresh
No,
oil.
but have you
know?
noticed you get acidity after eating KFC? Do you get
Yes,
acidity?
reflux. I get reflux.
What is that issue? What is the problem with
Okay.
that?
The problem is, I'll tell you what it is. Okay. You're not going to like it, but it's cheap oil.
This is why I was telling them I can give them oil if they can make.
No, but they have to use KFC oil. They can't use other oil. They have control. They cannot even use serviettes from different company. It has to be KFC. They have, of course, the franchise. They have to buy. If you like fried, use peanut oil, Saad. You know what, Saad? Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah,
I don't know if I should tell you this, okay?
tell me, please.
Okay, my wife, Japanese. Okay, I'm going to tell you this, okay? KFC is nice, but if you really like KFC, the Japanese make KFC themselves. Let me show you a picture. I not normally show anyone this, right?
You're talking about the Oriagi.
Yeah, Riagi. That's right. Let me show you. Let me show you.
You're right.
I went there the other day. Let me show you. Let me show you.
Much better.
Let me
And
show
they're
you
actually
this.
using nice oil.
Okay, the other one you can go to is Korean barbecue. Let me show you. I just want to show you this. I had this. I'm not allowed to tell you this because if I tell you this, I get the calories. I can put weight on if I tell you my secret. Okay, I can actually gain weight. So I can't tell you. Sorry, here it is. Where is the fuck?
Sounds going to love Oriagi. Oriagi is great. I mean,
I'll show you this. Here we go. This is Korean. Look at this. Saad, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Korean chicken.
Yeah.
Right? Let me tell you the truth, okay? They do it with a sweet chili sauce. They ask you, what sauce do you want? You have different sauces. I like sweet chili.
This is much better with the sweet chili. This is
And you know
amazing.
what, Saad? They
Yes.
use much better oil.
Mm.
I
And
don't
this is
feel
air
sick.
fried? Is this
Sorry?
air fried? Air
No,
fried.
fuck that. You can't. Saad, it doesn't taste good. It has to be. It's fried in oil, okay? But the way the Koreans do it, you go to Korean and ask for this chicken, it is much, much better than KFC. Also,
Of
with the
course.
Koreans, there's no bone in there. They've taken the bone out.
Yeah.
You just
So
eat the
trust
whole
me,
fucking.
you're going
you
to
just
try
eat
this,
the
Dad.
whole-
You're going to love it.
You just eat the whole fucking thing. Do you understand, Saad? Look at this. Saad, this is way, way, way better. And I also, look at this, Saad. I also got the dumplings too. This is Korean.
Yeah.
Korean dumplings.
But
Saad,
this is not
look at this.
not an.
Look at this. Sorry?
They look amazing.
I am
They look
looking for
amazing.
a healthy alternative to KFC. Not
This is healthier.
doesn't.
This is much healthier. It's not healthy, but much more healthier.
It's not healthy, but it's much more healthy. And it doesn't make you feel sick because the oil they use. You know why it make? I'll tell you the secret. Can I tell you the secret, Saad?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you the secret. You know, at KFC, right?
Yeah.
They have big industrial fryer.
Yes. The aluminum ones.
Okay, they keep the oil for 1 or 2 months.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
With this Korean chicken, they use the oil just for you. Then it's fresh oil just for you. It's the
Yeah,
way
because
they cook it.
They
Do it on a
small, so-
pan.
yeah,
It's on
yeah.
a small pan, so the oil is fresh and beautiful. That's why you don't feel sick afterwards. Do you understand?
Okay.
This is way better than KFC.
Okay,
But
okay,
it's-
yeah, Sad. You know cars, right? You know cars, right? You know the oil
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you change in the car, the oil
Yes.
that become bad and you change it. It's
Yes.
not bad. It's not good to put again in the car, right?
No, correct.
Okay, so this oil you actually eat it.
Yes. Look at this, Saad.
Okay.
Look at these dumplings were amazing. They had vegetables in them. Okay,
Super chill.
vegetable and meat. Saad, a beer. Look at this, a beer
Hmm.
and fried chicken with. I don't even eat that fucking salad shit. Okay, that's just for dressing.
Yeah. No.
okay?
Those are for animals. Yeah.
That's for
That is for
animals, right?
Diego.
No, it's just like, but you should eat the kimuchi. Kimuchi is
Look at
better.
this.
Kimuchi nice.
This is how it is. We happy there. We go there. This is Korean restaurant. I tell you, this
Yeah,
is what you
super
should
chill.
do. Go to Korean restaurants. That's
Yo,
what
you
you
see
want.
what you're getting? You show again. That was good.
My wife
Yeah.
does stretching for 3 hours a day. That's how she can eat KFC and look thin. 3 hours a day of
You look
stretching
amazing.
exercise. You
Good,
can't
good,
look
good.
that good. You
Archie,
can't
super
look.
chat.
Super chat. Here we go, guys. Super chat. Let's just get that chicken back on the screen here. Fuck, that looks beautiful. Saad, you're making me hungry. Okay.
Yeah.
Same here.
Stud Muffin, you really, Arch, you'll really like this. Pull up my email. Let me get that there. I'll get it. Saad, you have to have this. I think this is more healthy than KFC. What do you think? So
But
this is
KFC
Korean, just Korean barbecue.
But which one is tastier?
This is tastier because
Much more tasty.
this is much more. This is better. Okay.
By the way, KFC is not tasty. This that they bullshit you with the 21 spices is all advertisement.
It's
and
salt,
commercial.
salt and pepper. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just and MSG.
Oh, actually, so
Marcelo?
fuck me, Dad. Actually, no food. Very
Marcelo?
good. Wow.
Marcelo,
Nice.
are you also a fraud like others when serving your clients in a restaurant? You know.
Japanese don't eat much. They don't
Okay.
eat much. You can't
Yeah.
give them too much, otherwise they get offended.
Look. I have just for you guys to understand. I have that a VIP guy that's going to come. He said I'm going to come with 12 people. Listen, 12 people, and I want everybody to enjoy food and everything. It's going to be 3 steaks of 1 kilo, 1 kilo filet, 1 kilo ribeye, 1 kilo sirloin, and a
Okay.
little bit of salad and stuff. You understand? And this
Yes.
is supposed to be enough meat for 12 people.
Okay.
Now this is not enough for you two guys. I mean, it's 1 kilo, 1 kilo, 1 kilo. So
Hey,
My mother serves me whole goat in one go. You know, we are used to it. Full one goat.
I'm just going to bring something up here just very quickly. We're going to wrap this show up soon here. I just want to bring up something quickly. Here we go. This was from Stud Muffin. Stud Muffin sent me the link. Here we go. We're going to share the link. This is a hotel in Los Angeles. $94 a night. What do you think? I think that looks quite nice. What do you think?
It looks beautiful.
What's wrong with that? $94 a night. Fuck, look at that. It's got like an
By the way,
aquarium.
Archie, I just got news. I have a friend that he have now this kind of affair with a Russian girl. So
Yes.
so he actually book a nice hotel for $150 for the whole night, and then we ask, what about the love hotel? They say, fuck the love hotels. Love hotel, you pay almost $200. You cannot leave the room. You know that?
Oh, is that
You
right?
cannot leave because you're locked in the room. In the minute you leave the room,
Archie,
is
do
when
these
you pay.
hotels have hidden cameras?
No, that's illegal.
It's illegal, but actually, it's better to book a hotel if you know you're going to have something. You book a normal hotel is better because of course it's it's like normal. You go in out how many times you want. Love hotel, you go in, you're locked.
But I tell you the truth. I went to it depends in the countryside. I went to a love hotel, and it was only like $40 for 2.5 hours. That's okay.
Yeah, but in the minute you're out, you're out. You cannot go out.
Hey, I not go in and out. I just stay there and have fun. Why I leave?
No, because he want, for example, to do
Go out.
after that, go out, maybe have a drink, come back again. Like a little bit enjoy the evening.
I know what you mean, guys. I'm going to end this show here. Thank you so much. I got to make something to eat. Saad, we will continue. We will continue the food talk. I got to tell you, Saad.
Maybe we should make a program like you did with the car, something about food.
Maybe. I show you, Saad. Look, what I think is some of the best restaurant. I think that Japanese kanaji. It's called kanaji. Go and search that. Japanese food called kanaji. It's the fried chicken. And I got to tell you, you know what I think is better than KFC? Can I give you some advice there?
You say kanaji or oriagi? You mean oriagi, right?
Oriagi, yeah.
Is the
you know what I like is Vietnamese food. Let me show you something before we go. I want to show you one more thing.
The chicken should be crispy, Archie, okay?
Sorry?
Crispy. The chicken should be crispy. Whatever
Saad,
you
I
suggest.
agree. But Saad, of course they should be crispy. Come on, you're talking to somebody who's fat. Come on. Wake up. Wake up, okay? I want to show you something, okay? This is...
KFC is not the only one that make crispy fried chicken.
This here, crispy skin chicken. Look at this. It's crispy skin. This is Vietnamese food. Look at this.
Archie, I want duck. I want duck, Archie.
Yes. I like duck. But let me show you this crispy skin chicken. Look at this with rice, soup.
Okay.
See, that soup gets rid of the reflux because you eat and it's got spices here, a little bit of spices, the rice and the soup to help settle the stomach. Look at that. Fresh oil. Look at this. That.
Right, amazing.
Look at this. Tell me what's wrong with that.
Super chat, Arch.
Tell me what's wrong with that, Saad.
Yes. The only wrong thing about it is just one piece.
Small size.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super
chat. Stud Muffin, $2. Arch, that hotel is in the Philippines.
Filipino.
Of course. That's beautiful hotel. Guys, I'm wrapping up. See you tomorrow. Been great show. I got to get something to eat. I'm so hungry. And we see you tomorrow, guys. We can have more food talk at the end. Fuck, that's so amazing. You know what? I have this every day. And what I like is when it's cooked properly, it's not dry. The chicken is moist. You understand? Saad, I want moist chicken with the
Yes.
skin. The skin is
Archie,
amazing.
if you like, I can teach you how to make a very nice schnitzel, like a very nice schnitzel, if you like.
I do like a schnitzel too. That's not good for you, schnitzel, but you know, I understand exactly. But this is amazing Vietnamese food. You will love Vietnamese food if you like. Let me tell you this: there are so many amazing. Come on, if KFC is amazing, you've got to try some of this food. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys.